The 3 years that he was the head coach at Maryland, Willard went 65 and 39, including two NCAA tournaments. Before that, 12 years, as you mentioned, at Seton Hall, where he made the tournament 5 times. Began his head coaching career at Iona. His dad, Ralph, was the former head coach at Western Kentucky, Holy Cross, and Pittsburgh. And Kevin was an assistant for Rick Pitino, both with the Boston Celtics and Louisville. And he's immediately put this new era of Villanova into what I believe to be one of the best teams in the Big East, which is where this team was when Jay Wright left. And I think that's what was so puzzling for this university, for all the fans here, because they pack the joint. They expect a high level of basketball,
winning,
right?
Man.
I mean, Jay Wright was as good as any coach in the history of basketball. He did a whole bunch, went 520 and 197 at Villanova, including 2 national championships and 5 Big East tournament titles. So replacing him was not easy for Kyle Neptune after just 1 year as the head coach at Fordham. Kevin Willard comes with a different set of skills and much more experience.
It's so hard to replace a legend. I don't know. We have to do the research on it. Any coach like that, like Jay Wright with the successes, how do you follow that? How do you come in and follow him up? It's so tough to continue. There's a letdown by the whole program when a guy like Jay leaves. Everybody kind of feels like his run is over. He's got to rebuild from scratch. And as you said, Kyle Neptune came in, did his best. He did well. He had some players that were competitive, but they expect a higher level here at Villanova.
Yeah, last year, Villanova went 21 and 15, including 11 and 9 in the Big East, losing in the college basketball crown semifinals to Central Florida. Neptune was fired as the head coach after going 54 and 47 in 3 years at Nova after taking over for Jay Wright, but no NCAA tournaments, which is a no-no here after what they've experienced. Now, Kevin Willard's team has won 3 in a row, including its Big East opener, December 23rd at Seton Hall. Before that, the Wildcats beat Pitt and Wisconsin. Only losses this year for Seton Hall against number 8 BYU and number 2 Michigan. This is a team that was tested in non-conference play. Villanova was picked to finish 7th in the Big East preseason coaches poll, but throw that out the window. It's a much better team.
As I said earlier, it's almost impossible to really – you see, it's tradition to have coaches poll or writers polls before the season, but nowadays, knowing who's on these teams, it takes a full-time job to find out. These coaches now in any league, they're worried about who's on their team and how they're going to mesh their guys together. It's so much more intense now to get recruits. They have to recruit their own players back year after year. So they have their hands full, let alone having to scout out every other team in the league and determine who's good. They kind of base it on reputation. I mean, with DePaul, we haven't been up towards the top in a while. So you're disrespected until you prove that you've changed and that you can be a good team. So until you prove it on the floor, the coaches or the writers go with what they've seen in the past.
A little bit earlier, I had a chance to visit with DePaul head coach Chris Holtman, and we talked about how the Demons used the 10-day layoff to get a little bit more productive.
Yeah, about it was a 10-day break here, Zach. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Happy New Year's Eve. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and holiday season. Enjoying time with family. Our guys got a chance to get away for a couple days. You know, it's never too long for college basketball players. The turnaround's pretty quickly. We got back to practice, got back to doing some conditioning, some hard practices right after Christmas that players always love, Zach. And, got back into preparation for, the bulk of the Big East season.
You went through the gauntlet to start with St. John's and UConn. How does that prepare you for a game like tonight?
Well, these guys, metric-wise, are comparable to both of those teams, and in some ways, they're better than their metrics are better than St. John's. So this is a team that clearly has shown through the early part of the season that they're a legit NCAA tournament team, a really good team. They're really good on both ends.
So what stands out to you? You talked about the metrics. What are the things that catch your eye?
Offensive rebounding, they're top 20 in the country in that. Their efficiency in defense and on offense is really good on both ends. They're very good defensively. They're very good offensively, very good. So they're really just a balanced team. They've got excellent guard play. But their offensive rebounding and their 3-point shooting are the two things they're best at.
When you flip it around and you look at your team, what stands out to you to this point of the season, and where do you have to get better to become the team you want to be?
We've really grown in our defensive efficiency. It's really improved. We had an outstanding first half defensively against UConn. The challenge for this group right now, Zach, is we've got to continue to grow in our offensive efficiency, become a better offensive team that includes shooting the ball better, making free throws. We need to offensive rebound better. All those things that go into that. Now, we play good defensive teams. Tonight's a really good defensive team, really elite when you look at it. So that, the challenge is continue to grow as we're playing, really good teams.
When we look back at the end of the night, if you get the kind of performance you need from your team, what's it going to look like?
I think for us to position ourselves, what you're always looking for on the road in Big East play, can you position yourself in the last 10 minutes to go steal one on the road? We have to be elite with our defensive rebounding. We have to be tremendous at guarding the 3-point line, Zach. And then we've got to be able to create some extra offensive possessions through turning them over, through offensive rebounding, and we've got to be able to make shots.
All right, last one, and you talked about making shots. Is it more DePaul, or is it what the other team's doing that's prevented you from having the kind of offensive efficiency you want?
I would say a little bit of it's certainly both. Certainly both. I think there's no question it's both. But what we're focused on is ourselves. We can't control the competition, right? What we can control is what we can do better. Understanding we're playing good teams, and that's what our focus has really been post-Christmas.
Best of luck.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
Thank you. That's DePaul head coach Chris Holtmann, and when you listen to him talk about tonight's matchup against Villanova, Dave, what stands out to you?
Well, I think like we talked about, the rebounding is going to be critical. This is a great rebounding team. As Coach just mentioned, we went through all of the strengths and everything that DePaul needs to do, but I think the most important thing is to match them inside. Again, it's so hard to figure out. You stick your finger in one hole and it starts leaking somewhere else. But this is a team, again, that I don't see they can hurt you from a lot of play. They have every one of their starters is averaging double-figure points, and they've got guy coming off the bench, one of the best players, one of the best number one shooting guard in the country, 2001, transferring off the bench. So they've got the top 6, 7, 8 players are very good, and hopefully we can get them into some foul trouble. Primarily, we've got to rebound the ball in the defensive end. You can't rebound the ball unless you can force some missed shots.
Let's get to the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. DePaul against Villanova here in Pennsylvania. And for Chris Holtmann's Blue Demons, Dave, a record of 8-5, 0-2 in Big East Conference play. The Blue Demons feature a 3-man backcourt featuring point guard Layden Blocker, 6'2", junior from Little Rock, Arkansas, in his second year for the Blue Demons after transferring from Arkansas. Blocker averaging just about 11 points per game, nearly 4 assists, and just about 2 steals per contest. He's joined in the backcourt by C.J. Gunn, the Demons' leading scorer this season, who averages nearly 14 points per game. Gunn in his second year after Paul, after transferring over from Indiana. He's 6'7", 200 pounds, a senior from Indianapolis. The third man in the backcourt is R.J. Smith, 6'3", 195-pound redshirt junior transfer from Colorado, who averages 8 points per game, nearly 2.5 assists per contest, and 2.5 rebounds per game. Up front for DePaul, the big forward is Caleb Banks, a 6'8" senior from Hampton, Georgia, transfer from Tulane, who averages 8 points per game and nearly 3.5 rebounds per contest. Hits from 3 at a 43% clip. And rounding out the first 5 for DePaul, the man in the middle, N.J. Benson, 6'8" senior from Mount Vernon, Illinois, averages 11 points per game, more than 6.5 rebounds, and a block per contest, a transfer from Missouri State in his second year with the Demons. For Kevin Willard's Villanova Wildcats, a record of 10-2, including 1-0 in conference play. 3-man backcourt for the Wildcats. Bryce Lindsey, 6'3", redshirt sophomore transfer from James Madison, who averages more than 16.5 points per game. Tyler Perkins, a 6'4" junior transfer from Penn in his second year at Villanova. He averages 10-plus points per game and nearly 5 rebounds per contest. And one of the best freshmen in the Big East, Caden Lewis, a 6'2 guard from Washington, who averages nearly 12 and a half points per game, 5 assists per contest, nearly 4 rebounds per game, and a steal and a half. He's the Big East Freshman of the Week for the 4th time this season, coming off a 16-point performance on the road at Seton Hall last time out. Up front for Villanova, Duke Brennan, a 6'10 senior transfer from Grand Canyon, who averages 12 points per game and nearly 11 and a half rebounds per contest. And the big forward is Matt Hodge, a 6'8", 220-pound redshirt freshman from Belgium. The officials tonight, Matt Potter, Tony Chiazza, and Tim Clougherty. This is game number 48 in the series. Villanova leads it 38-9, including 28 of the last 29 games in the series. Last year at Finneran Pavilion, DePaul lost 100-56. Blue Demons wearing alternate black uniforms tonight with white numerals and lettering, horizontal red and blue stripes on the sides of the jerseys and the shorts. Villanova wearing home white uniforms with navy blue lettering and numerals. Demons looking to pick up their first Big East Conference win of the season. And if they do it, they will hand Villanova its first Big East loss of the year. DePaul trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Villanova has won 3 in a row coming in. This is the first Big East home game for the Wildcats since Kevin Willard became the head coach. He was 15-7 against DePaul as the head man at Seton Hall. Benson and Brennan jump tip, ball up in the air, and Villanova controls the tap, moving from left to right from our vantage point, high atop the court here at Finneran Pavilion. At the head of the key, it's Hodge. Hands off to Perkins. 3-point range to left. Man-to-man defense by the Demons. Head of the key now. It's the point man, Lindsay. He's working on Smith. Bounce past Brennan. Left of the circle. Back to Lindsay. Left elbow. Shuffle toss now. Head of the key, Lewis. Up high. It's Perkins for 3, and he knocks it down. That's Villanova's strength, shooting nearly 40% from 3-point territory. And the Wildcats take a 3-0 lead over DePaul, 30 seconds gone by. Full court pressure by the Wildcats as the Demons work the ball into the front court. Off to the right, it's Caleb Banks, head of the key, now Gunn. Between the rings, Smith loops a pass to the free throw line. Benson, kick out, right side, it's Gunn, roaming baseline, pull up, 2 on the way. He got it. So the Demons are on the board, nearly a minute gone by, 3-2 the score, Villanova over DePaul. Wildcats work it into the front court, off to the right, it's Perkins. Now Lewis has it near the midcourt stripe straight away. Plays catch with Brennan, the big man dribbles to the top of the key. Behind him now, Perkins, head of the circle, drives left, up fake, bounces it inside. Brennan, turnaround hook goes down, and Villanova scores again, now 5-2, the Wildcat lead over the Blue Demons.
Tough inside pass there, a little bounce pass, about a 3-foot bounce pass underneath him. Good catch by the big man.
Demons work it into the front court. Off to the right, it's Layden Blocker. Banks now has it behind the arc of the right wing. Head of the circle, it's Gunn.
Zone now, bud.
Villanova, kick out, right corner 3 for Banks. That's no good, and the rebound goes to Lewis, the freshman. He gets tangled up with Benson. Foul on the Blue Demons.
That's a bad foul. Ben-J. Benson's an important player for us, especially against his Villanova team. He's got some big rebounding, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the Big East. Ben-J. Benson being in foul trouble would not be good for us.
Nearly 2 minutes gone by, Dave. It's Villanova with a 5-2 lead over DePaul. Wildcats with a basketball. Lewis has it near the midcourt stripe, off to the left. Hands off now to one of the 3-point guards on the floor. Perkins has it off to the right, uses a Brennan screen, spins right, stops the dribble, flips it now left side. Lindsay for 3, shot blocked by Blocker, who picks up the loose ball. Here come the Demons, across the line, Blocker, alley-oop, too strong, and it sails out of bounds. He was looking for Benson, who was cutting in from the right baseline.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good pass. Looked like NJ just didn't have his feet set. He wasn't expecting it. That's a combination. Usually works for us.
2 minutes gone by. 5-2 the score. Villanova with the lead and the ball. Head of the key, it's Lindsay for 3, and he knocks it down. 8-2 Villanova. 2.5 minutes gone by. Demons with a basketball here on the road at Finneran Pavilion. N.J. Benson has it right on the lane, backing it on Brennan. Backs in. He whirls baseline. Up fake, layup, too short. Put back, tapped up and in by Benson. And the Demons make it now 8-4. Villanova with the lead. Nearly 3 minutes gone by as Lewis has the ball poked away, and it rolls off his hands out of bounds along the far sideline in the front court.
See that last three by Villanova, did a nice job setting that up. They go with the strong side with the ball. As the weak side help ducks down under the basket, they down screen him, and that left the shooter wide open.
New Year's Eve basketball here at Villanova. It's the Wildcats 8 of the Blue Demons 4. Nearly 3 minutes have ticked off the clock. DePaul with the basketball across the line. Down the right sideline, it's Layden Blocker wearing glasses with black rims tonight. Banks has it near the midcourt stripe, off to the right, ball poked away. Banks retrieves. Now Smith has it up high, feeds. Gunn, alley-oop, slam! Flying in from the right baseline. It's N.J. Benson off the paint feed from C.J. Gunn.
He was ready for that one.
8-6 the score. Villanova with the lead. 16:50 to go. First half, Villanova works the ball around the perimeter. Here's Lindsay, head of the key. Bounce pass inside Brennan, and he's fouled.
Layden Blocker on the weak side help there. N.J. Benson had to go step out and help on that high screen. Left his man rolling to the basket. Layden Blocker has to step down and help out. He just got there late.
Not sure if Brennan has a cut on his finger, but he races back to the Villanova bench. That's why there's a delay right now. I don't know if they gave him a Band-Aid or, they have some special glue that they use to seal up cuts now. And after looking at the replay monitor, Tim Clougherty, I think, went to confirm what you just said. I'm not sure if they gave him a two-shot foul. Did he get the continuation on the play, or did Clougherty hold up two finger? Nope, it's going to be a shooting foul.
Yeah.
So Duke Brennan will shoot two for Villanova.
Not a good free throw shooter, Duke. 54% free throw shooter on the year. Knocks it down.
Yep, so much for stats, right?
Yeah.
Villanova 9, DePaul 6, 16:45 remaining here in the first half. Demons have dropped 13 in a row here at Villanova to the Wildcats. The next free throw is no good. At the side of the rim, one-handed rebound for Banks and the Demons. Full court pressure by Nova. Demons beat it. Blocker across the line, down the right sideline, plays catch with Benson off to the right. Now Banks has it. Three-point range to the right. Smith head of the key now at the free throw line. Elbow jumper from the left side by Gunn. Doesn't go. It rims out. Brennan the rebound for Villanova. Into the hands of Lindsay across the line. Left to right. Lindsay, hesitation dribble, right elbow. Up high, Perkins fakes a three, puts it on the floor. Whirls to the free throw line. Wild floater with the left hand. Count the basket and the foul.
A little step back pump fake. Got C.J. Gunn up in the air. Came down on top as he stepped through and knocked down the bucket. It was a strong play by him to take the contact and finish off that play.
Yeah, excellent footwork by Perkins at the stripe. So it's a 13-6 lead for Villanova over DePaul. Nearly 4 minutes gone by, and Perkins trying to complete an old-fashioned three-point play. He bends the knees, snaps the left wrist, and knocks down the free throw. So Villanova goes up 14-6 over DePaul. 16:14 to go. Half number one. Again, full court pressure by the Wildcats. Demons beat it. Smith across the line for the Demons. Off to the right. Diagonal spin to the middle. Now Blocker has it near the midcourt stripe. Off to the left. Plays catch with Smith. Free throw line pass against the zone to Gunn. Drives right. Floater with the right hand goes down. Tough shot for C.J. Gunn.
Attacking that zone in the middle. That's what you want to do.
So the score is now, I believe, 14-8 Villanova over DePaul. Here's a three blocked by Gunn. Lindsay shot it. Loose ball retrieved by Hodge. So Villanova maintains possession. 15 to shoot. Head of the key, it's Lewis. Behind the back with the dribble. Drives left, kick out right corner, Hodge. Up high, Perkins with under 10 to shoot. Perkins working on Blocker at the free throw line. 3 to shoot. Off balance jumper for the left side. Won't go. Hodge the rebound. Put back with the right hand. Won't go. Rebound, Braden Pierce. Kick out, Perkins. Off to the left. Now a top key three. Hodge misses at the side of the rim. And the Demons come up with a rebound. Brandon Macklin has it. Races into the front court. Blocker off to the right. Cross-court pass. Gunn. Now in the corner. Smith. Left side three. He got it. R.J. Smith from the perimeter.
On the transition, that's what we're looking for. Something quick where they can set up defensively.
Now the scoreboard says Villanova 12, DePaul 11. I'm going to trust the board. I thought a few moments ago that Villanova had 14 points. Ball knocked into the backcourt, picked up by Blocker, into the hands of Macklin. Alley-oops, catch, slam, and Jay Benson flying in for the left side. And the Demons take the lead, 13-12 over Villanova. 14 and a half minutes to go here in the first. Demons playing some aggressive defense here in the first half. Lewis has it for Villanova off to the right. Kick out left side. Hodge in the corner. Now it's Perkins up high. Hodge for three. Back rim doesn't go. Rebound Blocker. Flies into the front court straight away. Hop step in the paint. Euro step, and he's fouled.
When they go to the line, that's going to be a shooting foul. It's a shot foul. So again, off of this shot, attacking the basket in transition.
The Demons on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 42 of this ball game, and the Blue Demons have the lead, 13-12 over Villanova here on the road at Finneran Pavilion. Hey, Blue Demon fans, when it's game day, make Pepsi Zero Sugar your drink of choice. It's bold, refreshing, and made for moments like this because game day deserves Pepsi. Proud partner of DePaul Athletics. And Dave, it's time now for the Pepsi Who's Hot segment. Who's hot for the Blue Demons?
It's tough, Zach. We didn't have a very good game against UConn last time out, so nobody really coming off a big game. I'm going to go, though. I want to see Cruz McClure be hot tonight. He's matching up against a couple of the best freshmen in the Big East, the point at guard there. Cruz McClure coming off a 10-point game against UConn. I'm going to go with Cruz being hot tonight.
Sounds good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. It's bold, refreshing, and made for moments like this because game day deserves Pepsi. And you kind of hinted at it. He's had some of his best games against DePaul's biggest opponents this season.
Yeah, he stepped up a big time, and he makes some plays in big situations, too, towards the end of the games. He's been on the floor at critical times during the game. So I think he probably is coming out looking for something to prove tonight. He knows that he's matched up against a couple other really good freshman guards. I'm sure he wants to have a good game.
Yeah, Dave, when I look at Cruz McClure, I think of the 22-point game against LSU, the 17 points he had against Arkansas Pine Bluff. He had 15 points against Northwestern, 10 points against UConn. He's one of those guys that is fearless when he's out there on the floor, but anytime you're a true freshman, you're going to ride the roller coaster a little bit.
Yeah, and he's had his points through the season where he hasn't played great basketball, but again, how many freshmen come out and dominate? There are a few, every year there's the top 5, 10 McDonald's All-Americans that come out and make an impact, but Cruz McClure, if you've had a chance to watch him play this year, I'm sure you've been impressed for the most part with what you've seen, and this is a chance for him here. Now that we're in Big East play, this is where you really separate who can play and who can't, and who's coming out to compete in the night in and night out basis.
Alongside Dave Corzine, Zach Zidman with you high atop the court here at Finneran Pavilion at Villanova. It's the Blue Demons leading the Wildcats 13-12. Our engineer tonight is Philadelphia famous. Pat can mean anything in Philadelphia that involves sports usually involves Pat. He helps us flash the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. So it's nice to spend New Year's Eve with Pat tonight. And as you can hear in the background, it's a very festive atmosphere here at Finneran Pavilion, located about 10 miles northwest of downtown Philadelphia. 6-0 Villanova is here at home this season. 358 and 73 all time. That's an 830 winning percentage. Place opened up in 1985, one of the big years in Villanova history. It's renovated in 2018. It's got a distinct hyperbolic paraboloid roof. It's got a saddle-shaped, curves up in one direction and down another, kind of like a Pringles potato chip.
No seats in the corners. Everybody's a good seating. It goes high on the sidelines and the baselines, but the way this building is built, there's not any bad seats.
Leighton Blocker at the line to shoot two for the Demons. Here comes the first, knocks it down, and DePaul extends the lead, 14-12 over Nova. 14-18 remaining, half number East win. You're talking about Cruz McClure earlier. He's about to check into the game after this second free throw attempt by Leighton Blocker. Bends the knees, snaps the right wrist, and puts home the second free throw. And now Blocker will sit as Cruz McClure enters the game for the first time for DePaul, the freshman from outside Columbus, Ohio.
Matchup of some of the best freshmen in the Big East here.
Lindsay has it for Villanova, across the line off to the right. Feeds Brennan head of the key. Underhand toss to the freshman Lewis. at the left elbow. Pull-up jump on the way. He got it silky smooth with the left hand. DePaul with a 1-point lead, 15-14 over Villanova, under 14 minutes remaining in half number one. Cruz McClure operating as the lead guard on this possession for DePaul. What kind of defense is Villanova playing?
Not sure. They're not following through. They're in a man-to-man, but they're switching everything.
R.J. Smith, head of the key, stops at the free throw line, has the ball knocked away, and it is stolen by Malachi Palmer, one of those Maryland transfers. Lewis, lead feed to Brennan under the basket. He throws the ball off of Cruz McClure, and it rolls out of bounds right underneath the basket.
Horrible pass. He had no chance of catching that pass. Brennan out in front, but he was guarded. They just got very lucky that Brennan was able to get a hand on that ball and save it.
All right, so 23 to shoot when Villanova puts the ball in play. And now there's a stoppage in play. What's going on here?
Checking the tape.
Okay, I guess they're going to look at Oh, so DePaul is challenging the play. And this is far from us on the other side of the floor. It looked like Brennan caught the ball awkwardly under the basket. The pass was too strong and tried to throw it off of Cruz McClure, and it rolled out of bounds. On the floor, the officials ruled that the ball hit off McClure. Now we'll find out. Maybe Brennan stepped on the line. Yeah, he did. If you look at the replay that I'm looking at on the monitor to our right. So
hopefully it'll be a successful challenge. We'll save our challenge and our timeout.
So
Kelly really got trapped down there low. Again, that was a bad pass in the transition. Brennan had about half a step on Flores there. They're looking. I love to see them looking for the big man, the lane runner, the rim runner there. He's just sprinting down the floor to get to the other side. They look to get it over the top over Flores. Flores actually had his back turned. If Brennan was able to come up with that pass, he might have had a chance of the layup. But he was running out of court. The way that pass got to him, as we've seen, he got trapped on the baseline there, caught under the basket. It does look like he stepped out of bounds, but we'll find out when the officials are done looking at this play. But it would be a good play for DePaul to get the ball back again, because it really wasn't a well-executed play by Villanova.
If you're just tuning in, DePaul leading Villanova on the road 15-14 with 13:33 remaining in the first half. The officials trying to review, or they're not trying to, they're actually in the process of reviewing whether or not Duke Brennan stepped on the end line as he tried to throw the ball off of Cruz McClure.
You already made the cut. Get down and tell him, Zach. You saw
too high up. Dave, in my old days, I could probably jump over a couple of railings here and slide down a pole or two. Can't do it anymore. But, man, this is a long review, which shows you it was a close play. Tony Chiazza. Yep. You heard the Villanova PA announcer, Matt Potter, telling him that it was last touch Villanova because Brennan had his foot on the end line as he tried to throw it off of Cruz McClure. So it'll be Blue Demons basketball again, 13:33 remaining here in the first half. DePaul up 15-14. Cruz McClure will trigger in. R.J. Smith will trigger in the backcourt. Plays catch with Macklin. Full court pressure by Villanova. Along the far sideline, it's Smith feeds Gunn at the top of the key in the front court. Back to Smith, three-point range to the left. Smith has it between the circles. Waits for a Flores screen, doesn't use it. Drives right. Now reverses left. He's at the elbow. Gives behind him. Macklin head of the key. 5 to shoot for the Blue Demons. Macklin drives right. Floats up an alley-oop and a jam. Fabian Flores coming in from the left side off a beautiful high arcing pass. The lob from Brandon Macklin.
Macklin had been looking for that. He didn't get it originally, but he could put the ball on the board. Drew the defender and got the pass.
Lindsey bounces it inside the paint to Brennan. It goes off his hands, out of bounds. Who touched it last? So it'll be Villanova ball. They say last touch by the Blue Demons. 12:48 remaining, half number one. DePaul up 17-14. Again, the Blue Demons have lost 13 in a row here at Villanova. Devin Askew throws it up high to Palmer, left of the circle for Villanova. Now Perkins has it off to the right. Head of the key, the big man, Brennan. One bounce to his right, stops the dribble. Shovel toss now for Lindsay. His three, no good for the right side. Fight for the rebound. Batted up in the air. It's loose at the free throw line, picked up by Brennan. Kick out now to Lindsay, off to the right in three-point range. Left-handed dribble at the top of the key, launches a three. It is no good. I think he was fouled before the attempt.
Yeah, I hope you're right, before the attempt, so not shooting free throws. Brennan again picked up that loose ball. He gets over 5 offensive rebounds a game, averaging 11 rebounds in only about 27 minutes of action. That's a fantastic job.
Lindsay to trigger in for Villanova. Feeds Askew, head of the key. Hesitation dribble with the left hand. Stops it, gives left side for Lindsay. Plays catch with Brennan, roaming left baseline. Alley-oop, too strong, and the loose ball is retrieved by the Blue Demons. Macklin has it into the hands of Smith. Front court now, McClure down the right sideline. Diagonal pass up high, Smith. Shakes the shoulders, being hounded by Askew. Waits for Flores screen, gets it, roams left. Stops at the elbow, has the ball knocked away by Askew. It's loose near the midcourt stripe. There's a scrum for the ball, and it's going to be a held ball. The possession arrow is pointing Villanova's way.
And a timeout.
So that leads to an official timeout. Dave, you know what? We're going to keep it right here. Rush is proud to be the official health system and healthcare provider of DePaul Athletics, driven by discovery, innovation, and a deep responsibility for the health of our communities. Rush is a national leader in outstanding patient care, education, research, community partnerships, and empowering a new generation of healthcare providers. Visit rush.edu for more information and to find a location near you. 11:59 remaining, first half on the road at Villanova. It's the Blue Demons leading the Wildcats 17-14. Villanova, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, on a scoring drought of 2+ minutes.
Yeah, well, DePaul has played very good defense, as your coach pointed out prior to the game in your interview with them. They did a fantastic job against UConn there in that first half. So they are playing very cohesively defensively. The problem has been they are last in the Big East offensively. They haven't been able to put points on the board. This Villanova team, if they get 70 points, they've only lost 2 games. So both their losses came to top 10 teams in the country. So those 2 teams helped Villanova to under 70 points in those 2 losses that they had. But other than that, if Villanova gets it going at all, it gets over 70 points, DePaul's going to put some points on the board.
So happy to have you with us on this New Year's Eve. Pat Kinane helping us flash the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. Always fun to come to Finneran Pavilion. It seats 6,500, but it feels incredibly loud, even though, again, only 6,500 are in attendance.
You're closed in here, though. They go high on the sides and high on the end cut lines, and it looks a long way up into the. Like I said earlier, there's no corner seats on any of the 4 corners. The building roof comes down and blocks that off. But the seats seem to go up forever on the baselines and sidelines. So you really feel closed in and overwhelmed by this crowd.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I had to look up what they call this kind of architecture. The roof, it's a hyperbolic paraboloid roof.
Nothing gets by it.
It's distinct, nothing. But it's shaped like a saddle, right? That's the best way to, like where it goes up on one end, down the other. Again, like a Pringles chip.
Are you an equestrian? You know a lot of saddle, big on, you know a lot about saddles?
I'm not a horseman. I know you are. You've spent, I
carry horses.
Yeah,
you switch off. Sometimes I ride the horse. Sometimes we switch.
I was going to make the joke, but you were ahead of me when it comes to that game. But, if you hold a Pringles chip in your hand, right, it's that kind of shape where it goes up and down, right?
You put time in studying this, so.
Yeah, because, it is radio. We don't have the visual platform to be able to show you what it looks like. So how can I verbalize it in a way that makes sense?
They fill it with Villanova fans.
They definitely
every game, so that's more important than the shape of the roof.
Yeah, Villanova joined the Big East in 1980. That was 1 year after the conference was founded. 3 national championships since then, 1985, 2016, and 2018. 8 Big East tournament titles, 39 NCAA tournament appearances for Villanova. There are currently 9 former Nova players in the NBA, including Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges with the Knicks. They played for Jay Wright, and they were highly successful here in this new Big East. All right, ready for the resumption of play. Blue Demons will have the basketball, 12 to shoot when they put it in play. In the front court, along the left sideline, Cruz McClure will trigger in. Devin Askew will check the inbound man, McClure. Loops a pass to the big center, Flores. Now to McClure, driving right, reverses it. Oh, and he's fouled hard right of the lane as he reversed and tried to attempt a fall-away jumper.
Yeah, he didn't get that shot off. That's, what is that, team foul, second team foul now on Villanova, so Demons will have it. Are they going to give him a shooting foul?
Yeah, I think
he gave him a shooting foul. I didn't think he ever got the ball off or shot.
He tried to get it off, and the ball was blocked the other way. Yeah, and there's that. Yeah. So McClure at the line to shoot 2 for the Blue Demons. The freshman bends the knee, snaps the right wrist, and rattles home the first free throw. DePaul now up 18-14 over Villanova. 11:55 to go here in the first. Demons on a 12-2 run over the last 4+ minutes. McClure 6'6", puts up the second free throw and rattles that one in as well. So DePaul goes up 19-14 over Villanova. Under 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Wildcats with the basketball. Lewis has it off to the right. Man-to-man defense in the half court by the Blue Demons. Askew head of the key. Now they give it to Lewis between the rings. Uses a screen. Drives left. Stops at the elbow. Hesitation. Couple of up fakes and kicks it out to Askew. Off to the left. Head of the key. Brennan. Bounce pass right back to Askew. He drives. Shot. Block. Ball loose. Rolling out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Demons, but excellent defense.
Brennan really threaded the needle on that bounce pass on the give and go, but there are too many DePaul defenders down there to finish the play. Luckily, they got a hand on the ball. Ball's going to go back to Villanova here with 8 seconds in the shot clock under the basket.
Yeah, so Caden Lewis will trigger in. Front court baseline right, holds the ball chest high, waits for a cutter, feeds Askew. Left side, did he step out of bounds as he caught the ball? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Turnover, Villanova.
Again, DePaul doing a nice job. Coach Holtman talked to you before the game, Zach, about defending that three-point shot. We're forcing them further off the line. That situation there where good defense forced them to take another step back and stepped on the baseline. There's just not enough room on the sides of the courts.
Substitution for the Demons. N.J. Benson back in the game. Fabian Flores will sit. 11.5 minutes to go. First half. Demons 19, Villanova 14. Full court pressure by the Wildcats. Demons play catch in the backcourt. Straight away, it's Layden Blocker. Crosses the timeline right to left. Blocker screaming out a set play. Askew checking in. Man-to-man defense by Villanova. Loops a pass to Banks, head of the key. Holds the ball over his head. Flips it now right side for Benson. Mid-post, right of the lane. He's double-teamed. Whirls the shoulders. Pass to the middle. Ball knocked away by Lewis. Picks it up under the basket. Reverse. Layup. Gets it to go.
Can't make that pass. N.J. Benson couldn't find an open player. Everybody saw that coming. I saw it from here.
Macklin, head of the key. Feeds Banks. Left corner. He'll launch. Foot 3. Air ball, and the loose ball gets knocked out of bounds. Who touched it last?
It's going to go back to Villanova.
So Wildcats basketball, 10:49 remaining here in half number 1. DePaul 19, Villanova 16.
Askew knocked Macklin into the bleachers there on that block out, but no foul call.
Lewis, left to right across the line for Villanova. Feeds Askew at the head of the key. Bounces it to the right. Left side pass, Perkins. Inside, Hodge, left of the lane. Whirls baseline. Double team comes from Benson. Hodge trapped in the corner. Hangs in the air, gives to Perkins. Left wing, shakes the shoulders. 5 to shoot. Perkins drives left, stops mid-post. Fall away jump shot, no good. Rebound fought for. Demons come up with it. Macklin's got it. Macklin into the front court, down the right sideline, between the legs with the dribble. Wearing teal shoes with his alternate black uniform. Now off to the right. It's Caleb Banks. Diagonal pass up high to Macklin. Has the ball knocked away by Askew. Picked up by Macklin. N.J. Benson has it left of the circle. Back to the basket. Waiting for a cutter. No one's coming to the ball. Now McClure's got it, and he's fouled behind the arc on the left wing. It was a non-shooting foul.
Caden Lewis picks up that foul, trying to get through the ball screen.
9:57 to go here in the first. As Lewis picks up his first personal, Dave. DePaul 19, Villanova 16. McClure will trigger in with 20 to shoot, front court along the left sideline. Gets the ball from the official, Tim Cloggery. Lewis guarding the inbounds passer. Gunn has it left corner. Double team comes from Lewis. Up high, McClure left of the circle. Cruz McClure holds the ball waist high. Backs it out near midcourt. Swiping at the ball, Hodge. McClure beats him off the dribble. Reverse left. Oh, he missed the bunny. Fight for the rebound. Hodge picks it up for Villanova. Into the hands now of Lewis. Across the line, down the left sideline. Hesitation dribble. Uses a screen, spins to the top of the key, and a foul's been called on DePaul.
Is that going to go against Cruz? Looks like did a nice job. They're trying to fight through that screen. I don't agree with the call, but doesn't matter. But Cruz McClure working hard. The Demons doing a nice job, obviously, defensively, leading this game 19-16. A lot of that's coming off of defensive stops and getting the ball out.
McClure sits. R.J. Smith back in the game for DePaul. At the head of the key now, it's a Caden Lewis. Fears left in the corner. It's Lindsey. Up high, Perkins for three. Back rim doesn't go. And the Demons come up with a rebound. R.J. Smith has it. Right to left across the line. Hesitation dribble, top of the key. Between the legs with the dribble. Swiping at the ball, Lindsey. Smith picks up his dribble. Needs help. Spins with the pivot foot. No one's coming to the ball. Now Blocker has it off to the right for DePaul. Off a curl. Banks head of the key. Hands right back to Blocker. Left wing behind the arc. Smith. Off a curl at the free throw line. Gunn. Hop step in the paint. Reverse spin. Fall away. Goes down. C.J. Gunn with a tough shot inside. And DePaul makes it 21-16 over Villanova. Under 9 minutes to go as Blocker commits a foul on Lewis in the front court.
Right now, N.J. Benson, C.J. Gunn, both 3 out of 4 from the floor. Leading scorers for the Demons with 6 points apiece. They're doing a nice job moving the ball and finding open players, and it's led to a 5-point lead here with 8:55 to go in the first.
Villanova on another long scoring drought of 2+ minutes. 27 to shoot. When the Wildcats put it in play, Lindsey, front court, right sideline. Head of the key, Brennan. Bounce pass to Lewis, right back to Brennan. Oh, missed the jam. Loose ball comes out to Hodge for 3. He missed it from the left side. Demons with a rebound. Here's C.J. Gunn across the line straight away. Alley-oop. Too strong over the head of Benson, and it flies out of bounds under the basket. Turnover, Demons.
It's great when it works. That time, the timing a little bit off. That's the second one they've missed in transition, NJ.
Villanova quickly into the front court. Off to the right, Lewis. Head of the key now, the big man, Brennan. Holds the ball waist high. Checked by N.J. Benson. Spins with the pivot foot. Gives to Askew. Deep 3 from the left side. Short. Long rebound out to Gunn. Do we have a foul on the rebound attempt? Yeah, we do. It's on the Demons.
That's a sixth. I can't see the more. 16 foul? Or 16 foul. Next foul will put the Demons, or put Villanova. No, they're going to the line now. They are in the bonus, I guess. Yeah, that's a 17 foul. They just put it up on the scoreboard. So 17 foul. We're in the bonus the last 8:25. Villanova will be in the bonuses. That's a 17 foul for the Demons.
It happens. We're approaching 2026. Some people are on 2025 time, and, they're a little late putting it up. All right, Hodge puts up the first and missed it. He will not get another. The rebound by Banks. Demons basketball up 21-16 over Villanova, approaching 8 minutes to go in the first half. R.J. Smith has it between the circles. Crossover dribble, bounce pass off a curl left side, Macklin. Back to Smith, right wing. Head of the key, the big man Flores holds the ball, waist high, one bounce to his right. Behind him now, off to the left, it's Gunn, spins to the top of the key. Now at the free throw line, hops up in the paint. Scoop layup with the right hand, banks it home. Another tough shot for C.J. Gunn.
Good execution. They got a good drive to the basket there.
23-16, the DePaul lead over Villanova under 8 minutes remaining. Half number 1. Brennan has it, right of the circle, spins to the top of the key, hands off to Askew between the rings, uses a screen, drives left, pull up, jump for the elbow, in and out. Rebound Gunn for the Demons. C.J. Gunn brings it up across the line, now to Macklin off to the right, in the corner, it's Banks, for 3, and that's no good. Ball loose, picked up at the free throw line by Lindsey for Villanova. He'll race into the front court, left to right. Hesitation dribble, top of the key, has the ball knocked away by Smith, but you heard a whistle. Foul called on the Demons, and that leads to another official timeout. 7:20 to go, half number 1. DePaul looking good. A 23-16 lead on the road against Villanova. Blue Demon Nation help recruit and retain the best student athletes of the Big East and nationally. Make a gift today to the Fund for Basketball Excellence. For more information, visit DePaulBlueDemons.com/give. I think it's important to have some perspective when you look at this matchup over the years. And when I say the Demons are looking good, it's a big deal when you consider that DePaul has lost 28 of the last 29 meetings against Villanova, including 13 in a row here.
How'd that last one go?
In Pennsylvania. The last one was one of the worst games we've ever witnessed. It was last year here at Villanova at Finneran Pavilion, and the Wildcats, and again, it's a completely different team. New coach, new players.
On both sides.
But it stings, man. The Blue Demons lost that game 100-56. The last time DePaul won a game here in Pennsylvania against Villanova, January 6, 2007, a 73-65 DePaul win. Wilson Chandler had a double-double in that game. He had 18 points and 11 rebounds. Sammy Mejia led the way with 23. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while, but let's start some new traditions here. We played 2 tough games against the 2 best teams in the Big East to start out this season, and we were competitive in those games for large portions of the game and weren't able to come up with victories. But once again, the Demons playing good basketball here defensively in the first half. 26 points is a good first half. A good job defensively holding them to 16 points. In that UConn game, halftime, the Demons were trailing only 33-30. So they played some good, consistent basketball. They're doing it again here right now. I think this crowd is waiting for Villanova to turn it on, but even defense has been tough.
The thing that sticks out to me is that Villanova is considered one of the most efficient offensive teams in the country, and yet tonight the Blue Demons have limited Villanova to just 6 of 21 shooting from the field, including 2 of 10 from three-point territory, and Villanova hits at a nearly 40% clip from behind the arc.
We have blocked 2 3-point shots already. So, again, I know that Coach Holton talked to you before the game about defending that 3-point line. You can't do better. We're blocking 3-point shots because we're so tight on the offensive players.
He mentioned something during the pregame show that caught my ear, and I wanted to run it by you. Holtman said that he was very impressed by DePaul's defense in the first half against UConn last time out. What struck you when you think back to that game?
Well, good defense is always a team concept, and we've got to have everybody's helping each other out. You got to be a good defensive team. You've got to be able to stop penetration of the ball, on the ball defense. Whoever got the ball, you need to be able to stop that dribble penetration, and then close out on shots. Keep guys in front of you and block out. I see in this game already, N.J. Benson's doing a great job on Brennan. Brennan's averaging almost 6 offensive rebounds a game by himself. And every time down the floor now, as Brennan's going to the board, N.J. Benson's had a body on him, and now Flores in there also. So I think they've done a nice job preparing for this game. All these teams down the Big East had over a week off now, and we're coming back not only from time off, but from holidays with some big Christmas meals and a lot of distractions. So Demons will love to get in there and steal this.
Bryce Lindsey misses the first of a 1-and-1. He will not get an opportunity.
They missed the first of the 1-on-1.
Demons with the rebound. Leighton Blocker across the line for DePaul. Off to the left behind the arc, feeds Macklin, and his pass to Flores underneath is too strong. It was tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Villanova. It'll be
Brennan
DePaul
got a
ball.
hand on it. Yeah, they looked a lot bad in the Flores.
So 16 to shoot when the Demons trigger in. Front court, baseline to the right. And the ball gets knocked away. It's picked up by Brennan. Ball tapped away from him in the front court. Now picked up by Lindsey. His layup is good from the left side. And that ends a scoring drought of 4 minutes for Villanova. 23-18 the score. Blue Demons on top of the Wildcats under 7 minutes remaining in the first. Gunn, left side 3 from deep. No good. Rebound, Brennan for Nova. Into the hands now of Lewis across the line, down the left sideline, hesitation, dribble, stops at the elbow, lofts up a runner, no good. And the Demons come up with another rebound. Macklin's got it into the hands of Blocker, quickly into the front court, down the left sideline, between the legs with a dribble. Blocker gives to Macklin. Right of the circle, holds the ball by his right hip, waits for a Flores screen, gets it, spins to the top of the key, out the free throw line. Alley-oop, catch, jam! Fabian Flores flying in from the right side.
That's his second. Great pass by Macklin there.
Now Askew fakes a right side 3, drives, hangs in the air. Oh, shot blocked by Gunn. Askew picks it up, 3-point range to the right. He'll back it out, working on Banks, roaming baseline under the basket, reverse left. Oh, shot blocked by Banks, and it rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Villanova, DePaul ball.
I've had some great defense. They can't get a shot at DePaul block. I think that's at least their 4th block shot here in the game, or 5 block shots they've got already in the first half here.
Man, that was as impressive as we've seen when it comes to defense from the Blue Demons. They're up 25-18 over Villanova. 6:03 to go here in half number 1. Full court pressure by the Wildcats. Demons play catch in the backcourt. Now Gunn across the line off to the left. Checked by Palmer. At the head of the key, it's Layden Blocker. Blocker, hesitation dribble, drives left, hop step in the paint, bounce pass underneath, Banks, righty layup. Oh, missed the bunny. Brennan the rebound for Villanova. Into the hands now of Lindsay across the line, down the left sideline. Brennan had the key, right back to Lindsay, driving left, hangs in the air, shot too strong off glass. And there is a whistle, foul on the rebound attempt. It's on the Blue Demons.
I think we got a hand on that shot. I don't know if it was N.J. Benson. One of the Demons got a hand on that initial layup attempt, so I think that's another block shot. But Demon defense has just been spectacular.
Right there, swarming to the ball. It's almost like a football-style defense, right?
Full court pressure again here by Villanova. Villanova, they're pressuring us, but we've been able to handle it.
See, Demons had 10 days to prepare for this kind of stuff. DePaul 25, Villanova 18, 5.5 minutes to go. Macklin and Blocker play catch in the backcourt, along with Gunn along the far sideline. They center it to Blocker, who crosses the line straight away, immediately greeted by Lindsay of Villanova. Blocker between the legs with the dribble on the big Villanova logo at center court, drives left, now under the basket, angle cut off, so he backs it out into the corner, loops a pass up high, right of the circle to Banks. Macklin's got it with under 10 to shoot straight away. Hop step in the paint, pull up, jump, rolls around the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound, taken down by Pierce for Villanova. Into the hands of Perkins across the line, left to right, down the left sideline. Checked by Macklin, head of the key, Pierce. Shovel toss, Lewis, left elbow, hangs in the air, shot blocked by Gunn, and a foul's been called on DePaul.
He really kind of reached in on that one, picked up that foul. Unfortunately, it's his first foul, but they're going to go to the free throw line here, shooting free throws again. They missed the first half of the one-on-one twice now.
Right, and another long scoring drive for Villanova. This one of 2+ minutes as Lewis is at the line for this 1-and-1. He bends the knee, snaps the left wrist, and hits the free throw. So that ends the scoring drought for Nova. The Demons on top of the Wildcats, 25-19 with 4:53 to go here in the first. This has been as impressive a defensive performance in any half that we've seen from the Blue Demons this year. Second free throw on the way for Lewis. Here it comes. He knocks it down. 5-point game, 25-20 the score. DePaul with the lead, 4:53 to go here on the road, first half at Villanova. Macklin, Cruz, and Gunn play catch in the backcourt. Now Gunn crosses the timeline, drives right, gives to Macklin off to the right of 3-point range. Now a corner three for Gunn, and he knocks it down from the right side.
C.J. Gunn having a game that's 11 now in the first half.
Demons shooting better than 55%. They're up 28-20 over Villanova. 4.5 minutes to go before halftime as Lewis is bumped at the top of the key by Banks of DePaul.
Yeah, again, that pretty good defense by Banks. Seemed like he had his feet set in front of the offensive player, but foul goes against the Demons. You're going to get a lot of those calls on the road. Never expect to get a break on the road by the officials. And tonight, again, Villanova in the double bonus, so they're going to get 2 shots.
It's been 2.5 minutes since Villanova last knocked down a field goal as Lewis drains the first free throw. 28-21 to score. DePaul on top, 4:27 to go first half. One more free throw for Acaden Lewis, 6'2" freshman from Washington, D.C. Here's the second. That's no good. At the side of the rim, rebound Benson for DePaul. Into the hands of McClure. Uses a Benson screen as he's hounded by Lewis. He's at midcourt, has the ball knocked away. It's loose. Diving for it is McClure. They call a hell ball possession arrow pointing to Paul's way. It should be Blue Demons ball.
I think it's Villanova's ball.
Wiping off some No, they say it's Villanova
Villanova's
ball.
going to have it on the side. The arrow was pointing their way. We got the last one.
Did we?
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense now.
Yeah, you figure we did.
Yeah, Villanova has the ball.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense. Acaden Lewis has it off to the right. Hop step stops. Mid-post, turnaround jump. In and out.
It could go for
Ball
Villanova.
loose. Picked up by McClure. Into the hands now of Macklin for DePaul. Down the right sideline into the front court. Hesitation dribble with the left hand. Gives to Benson. 3-point range to the left. Holds the ball over his head. Drives. Working on Pierce. Mid-post, left of the lane. Gives to McClure up high. 3-point territory to the left. Uses a Benson screen. Shakes the shoulders. Lewis in his grill. Swings it now right side for Macklin. 10 to shoot for DePaul. C.J. Gunn has it right side behind the arc. He drives. Stops at the elbow. Pull up jump. Short. Rebound. Gunn. Hangs in the air. Oh, and he's fouled. C.J. Gunn relentless. Matt Hodge picks up the personal for Villanova. And Gunn will go to the line and shoot 2 after this official timeout. 3:41 remaining in the first. Blue Demons, a 28-21 lead over Villanova. What a first half for DePaul.
It's legit. The defense is doing the job. We talked about, again, Coach Holman covered all these aspects of the game prior to the game in your interview. The defense was going to be key. Keeping these guys off the board is going to be key. DePaul right now has an advantage rebounding 18-16, although Villanova has 8 offensive rebounds. Half of their rebounds have been on the offensive side. And that's because they're not making any shots. Right now, Villanova shooting 25%, 7 out of 27 overall, 2 for 10 from behind the three-point line. Remember, this is a team that makes over 10 three-point shots per game. They lead the Big East in three-point shooting percentage. They're a very efficient offensive team, but the Demon defense has done a great job. Plus, the Demons are shooting over 50% in the game. They're 11 for 21, 52% on the offensive end.
Yeah, it's been impressive as DePaul leads 28-21 over Villanova with 3:41 remaining in the first half. Even Dibs knows everyone needs a timeout every now and then, so why not take yours at the beach? Myrtle Beach is home to 60 miles of warm, sandy beaches, over 2,000 restaurants, and much more. Enter now for your chance to win your very own beach break getaway. Compliments of Visit Myrtle Beach. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/DePaul to enter. Your ultimate beach break is a click away. So prior to every game, I like to post on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that we're going to have a broadcast, what channel we're going to be on, and where you can find us. And tonight we took a picture from up high above the court, and I stood next to you, and we kind of looked like a semicolon. You're a little bit taller than me. How tall are you these days?
6'11" now.
Yeah, and I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I'm about 5'8" on my toes, right? And I got a text message from a friend, OMG, exclamation point, did you shrink? Not a great camera angle. But the whole point was the camera angle, just to illustrate that it's like Felix and Oscar. We're the odd couple.
It's an impactful picture.
Do you remember the first time someone was taller than you that you matched up against on the basketball floor?
The first time? I don't know the first time. I know, I would say probably Manute Bowles, the biggest guy I ever matched up
and he was
against.
about 7'7".
Yeah, he made me. This is the only time I ever had an idea what it was like to be
feel
normal
like me,
size
yeah.
and feel and look at a tall guy. 7'7" Manute Bowles.
Is it awkward because when everywhere you go you can't hide?
No, I don't blend.
You never blend in anywhere. So like if you're walking in an airport or down the street, do you feel the eyes staring at you?
Oh, I don't go to 7-Eleven without having conversations. So I don't have to be in an airport.
It's tough being you.
Sort of,
yeah.
I don't mind it. Things have turned out pretty well. I would be horrible if I was complaining.
That's true. Knock on wood. All right, back to the resumption of action. CJ Gunn at the line to shoot 2 for DePaul. They're up 28-21 over Villanova as Gunn knocks down the first free throw, so make it 29-21 DePaul. 3:41 remaining. First half here at Villanova. Gunn having a terrific first half. 12 points. Demons shooting 52% from the floor. Here's the next free throw by Gunn. He puts that one in. So the Demons extend the lead up by 9, 30-21 over Villanova. 3:41 to go. And now DePaul with full court pressure as Villanova plays catch in the backcourt. Far sideline. It's Lindsay crosses the line down the left sideline. Off of Curl Lewis has it at the head of the key. What kind of half-court defense are we seeing from the Demons here?
Demons in the zone here, 1-3-1 zone. Now they're matching up man-to-man.
All right, between the circles, it's Lindsay. Under 10 to shoot. It takes a little bit of time to figure it out. 5 to shoot.
Too.
Lindsay, no look, pass ball knocked away in the paint. It rolls out of bounds. Who touched it last?
I think DePaul is going to get it back.
It's off Villanova under the basket. Blue Demons basketball, and the great defense continues.
Out of the timeout there, we did a nice job. Coaches did a good job of crossing Villanova up offensively there with the switching defense. They went from zone to man. Villanova time ran out on the shot clock.
Full court pressure by the Wildcats. Demons beat it into the front court. Pierre Justin driving right. Layup. No good. Rebound, Brennan into the hands of Lewis. Into the front court, down the right sideline for Villanova. Hesitation dribble, spins to the top of the key. Bounce past Brennan. Roaming right, layup. No, but he got fouled on the play. And Duke Brennan will go to the line and shoot 2.
Which isn't too horrible news for us because, again, Duke Brennan, he knocked down 1 out of 2 earlier, but he's a 50% free throw shooter. So if you got a choice between giving Duke Brennan a layup and putting him at the free throw line, that was a good foul.
30-21 the score. DePaul on top of Villanova. 2:55 remaining in the first half. Brennan at the line for 2. 6'10 senior transfer from Grand Canyon. Began his career in Arizona State. Way off on the first free throw at the back of the rim, and now we understand why he's a 55% free throw shooter.
Nothing really going right. Villanova has not shaken off those Christmas meals that they had. Everybody had a long vacation here over the Christmas holiday, and right now it's showing for Villanova. They're unable to get anything going offensively. Missed the second, too.
Yep. So 0 for 2 on that trip. Demons with a basketball. McClure across the line, down the left sideline. Hesitation dribble, uses a Flores screen, spins to the top of the key, now bounces to the right, working on Lewis. Pierre Justin has it near the midcourt stripe straight away. Plays catch with Flores, who has it left of the circle. Now Macklin's got it near the midcourt stripe off to the left. He drives, hangs in the air. Alley-oop! Oh, caught by Flores. Can't go up with it. Kick out, gun for 3. No good. Too strong for the left side. Rebound, Flores. Up high, McClure. 3 on the way. No good. Ball tapped up in the air. Demons come up with it. McClure has it head of the key. Pass taken away by Hodge. 2-on-1 break. Euro step to the left. His layup, no good. Rebound underneath. Perkins layup, no, but he got fouled on the play. A lot of action considering there was no basket there.
Didn't score. Demons got back. They turned the ball over at the top of the floor there. There was a run out, and still the Demons got back defensively to prevent that basket. So Villanova just can't get anything going. They're really running in mud here. Nothing working for them. Good job by the Demons.
Perkins puts up the first free throw, rattles it home, and that ends a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 16 seconds for the Wildcats.
It's the Bronx cheer from the crowd here. They were 5 for 11 in free throw line. That puts them up to 50%, 6 for 12. So just out of rhythm right now. Villanova 7 out of 28. They're only shooting 25% from the field for the game and 2 for 10 from distance. Again, remember, this is the leading team in the Big East three-point shooters.
The next free throw by Perkins is good. DePaul 30, Villanova 23, 2:11 remaining in the first half. Demons with the basketball working against full court pressure. They play catch in the backcourt. Far sideline, Gunn crosses the timeline straight away, has the ball knocked away by Lewis. It's loose along the far sideline, picked up by Lewis. Lead feed, Lindsay, his layup is good.
Back-to-back runouts by Villanova. Demons got back the first time. This time they get a layup, so a quick 4-point spurt by Villanova.
So timeout DePaul, 1:55 to go. First half, Blue Demons 30, Villanova 25. Zach Zaidman, Dave Corzine with you. High above the court here at Finneran Pavilion. The Sparty Law Group is Chicago's law firm. The Sparty Law is the accident and injury law firm that fights hard for you. Just like the DePaul Blue Demons, the Sparty team knows how to win. When you're injured at work or in an accident, remember one name, the Sparty Law Group, because Larry wins. Zach Zaidman, Dave Corzine with you here outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Blue Demons looking for their first Big East win. They've got a 30-25 lead over Villanova, 1:55 remaining here in the first half. The Demons' largest lead tonight. An 9-point advantage moments ago. Into the front court comes Macklin for the Blue Demons. Off to the right. Head of the key now. It's Smith. Hesitation dribble at the free throw line. Backs it out into three-point territory. Off to the right. Pierre Justin hounded by Hodge. And a travel violation is called on Teo Pierre Justin. Now it'll be Villanova.
Teo's going to come out, I think, right here. He missed a layup in transition earlier there, a turnover. He's just been struggling.
Yeah, he's been out for a while with some injury issues. Back tonight after the 10-day layoff. And he's looked a little rusty. Minute and a half to go here in the first. DePaul 30, Villanova 25. Wildcats with a basketball. Off to the right, Lindsay behind the arc. Drives to the free throw line. Now step back 3 is good.
Oh, that's a tough shot. Action was in his grill there. He got it over the top.
DePaul 30, Villanova 28. 1:18 to go in the first. R.J. Smith straight away in the backcourt. Feeds McClure. Crosses the timeline. Off to the right. Smith has it. left of the circle, drive, stops at the free throw line, kick out, McClure for three. No good from the right side. Rebound, Flores. Fresh 20 for the Demons. Pass up, high ball taken away by Lewis. Out in front, layup, no! Shot was contested by McClure, and it rolls out of bounds. Who touched it last? It'll be Villanova ball with 26 to shoot.
Flores did a great job on the offensive boards, just trying to throw the ball back out to the perimeter. That's about the third or fourth time in the last few possessions that Villanova's picked off a pass.
Under a minute remaining here in half number one. Villanova with a basketball. Hodge pops a left side three. Too strong. Rebound Flores for DePaul. Blue Demons 30. Wildcats 28. 48 seconds remaining before halftime. Into the front court. Macklin down the left sideline. Uses a Flores screen. Hesitation dribble. Drives. He's under the basket. Left of the lane. Now gives to Flores up top. Between the circles now, R.J. Smith uses a Flores screen, spins left, hesitation dribble with the right hand, hop step, push shot with the right hand off the glass, banks it home. So that ends Villanova's 7-0 run. Nice shot by R.J. Smith. Blue Demons 32, Wildcats 28. 20 seconds remaining here in half number one. The shot clock is off. Villanova holding for the final shot of the first half. Off to the left, Hodge, head of the key. Brennan holds the ball chest high. Stops the dribble, gives to Lindsay, deep left three, short, ball batted up in the air, picked up by McClure. He'll launch quarter court three over the backboard and out of bounds. And that ends a very successful first half for the Blue Demons. They've got the lead, 32-28 on the road here at Villanova after the first 20 minutes of play.
They caught a breakdown that last play too. Brennan at the top of the key. They ran a screen and roll coming over the top. Brennan looking for the guy coming over the high screen, but Hodge came right open on that screen. He was down under the basket all by himself. The Demons missed that switch. Fortunately, Brennan also missed Hodge under the basket. They were forced to take a long three-pointer. It doesn't go in. The Demons with a 4-point lead here at the half set.
We have called many games between DePaul and Villanova over the years, Dave. I would venture to guess there haven't been many in which the Demons have had the halftime lead against these Wildcats, whether it's here on the road or even back at home, Rosemont, or at Wintrust Arena.
It's Kevin Willard here having his conference home opener, and obviously expected big things here from this Villanova crowd base here. Just about sold out this place. Villanova students are on break right now, so the only empty seats that we really see in this arena are the students. Is the student section directly behind the basket opposite from us. But other than that, they've got a good crowd. People are celebrating. Again, New Year's Eve here. What a great thing to ruin everybody's New Year's here in Philadelphia. How's that? Send these people home. They're expecting to be part of. They're expecting to be a part of a Villanova party here and go out and celebrate after this game. But so far, DePaul has other ideas.
Before we take a look at the first half numbers, our engineer Pat Canine has handed me the scoreboard here, so we'll take a look at the rest of the scores around college basketball. We'll start in the Big East. And a final in from Cincinnati, number 4 UConn, a 90-67 drubbing of Xavier. The Musketeers will visit Wintrust Arena on Saturday as the Blue Demons will get their first look at Xavier this season with new head coach Richard Pitino. Richard's dad, Rick, is on the road with St. John's at Georgetown later on tonight. On the top 25 board, 2 other games to talk about. Number 6 Duke beats Georgia Tech 85-79 in ACC action. And also in the ACC, Virginia Tech pulls off the upset, a 95-85 victory over number 21 Virginia in 3 overtimes. So that was quite the game in the ACC earlier today. Here at Villanova, it's the Blue Demons on top of the Wildcats, 32-28 after the first 20 minutes of play. And Dave, it's time now for the first half recap, brought to you by Aries Charter Transportation, an official charter bus provider of DePaul Athletics.
Let's do it. Let's start out with Villanova. We got a good game going here for the Demons. Villanova right now led by Bryce Lindsay with 10 points. He and CJ Gunn are the only players on either side in double figures. CJ Gunn leading all scorers with 13 points. Bryce Lindsay, 10 points in the first half, 4 out of 10 from the field. He knocked down 2 3-pointers on 2 out of 6 shooting, but the Villanova team only 3 for 13 in the half, 3-point shooting, and Bryce Lindsay has 2 of those. So other scores for Villanova, we've got Tyler Perkins. He's the other man with a 3-pointer. He's got 8 points on 2 for 5 shooting from the field. He's the only guy from Villanova who's done a very good job. Tyler Perkins 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Caden Lewis 3 out of 4, but Villanova just barely over 50% from the free throw line, 7 out of 13. Other scores, Caden Lewis with 7 points, and then Duke Brennan with 3. Those are the only players on Villanova's team to get on the scoreboard. Only 4 players put points on the board for Villanova in the first half. For the Demons, again, 13 points by C.J. Gunn. He leads all scorers. He's 5 out of 9 from the floor. He's knocked down a 3-pointer, made both of his free throws. Demons haven't had a lot of opportunities at the free throw line, but they are 6 for 6. So they've taken advantage of the opportunities that they did get. Other scores, N.J. Benson was the recipient of a couple nice lob passes inside there. He's 3 out of 4 from the field. He has 6 points, 5 points for R.J. Smith, who got the start today at point guard. Fabian Flores off the bench. He was the recipient of a couple nice lobs, a couple nice assists. He's got 4 points to go along with 4 rebounds in 8 minutes played. And then Cruz McClure, the freshman, off the bench with 2. And Layden Blocker with 2 points. I think that's all the scoring for the Demons. Shooting percentage, Demons shooting 48%. They did a nice job, 12 out of 23. They were shooting over 50% for the majority of the first half. Villanova tightened up a little bit down the stretch. Demons only 2 for 9. I think we both would have said that coming into this game, the 3-point shooting from both teams is going to be key. And so far in this first half, it has been key, but it's been key. Both teams doing a good job defensively in the first half. DePaul 2 for 9. Villanova 3 for 13, but DePaul able to score inside. Like I got 46% shooting for DePaul for the game. Villanova, on the other hand, hasn't been able to find the rim anywhere on the floor. 9 for 33 on the game. 27% shooting for Villanova. That's darn good defense for the Blue Demons. And holding Villanova team is one of the top scoring teams, top shooting teams in the Big East. Again, leading the Big East in 3-point shots. 3-point shots made per game, over 10 per game, and also leading the Big East, shooting almost 40% from behind the 3-point line. Not today in the first half, 3 for 13, 23% shooting for Villanova in the first half from the 3-point line. Rebounding, Villanova is strong in the rebounds. DePaul, one of the weaker rebounding teams in the Big East. But again, it's turned around here in the first half of this Villanova game. Right now, DePaul leading on the boards 24-19, in spite of Villanova having 10 offensive rebounds. Villanova with 19 rebounds on the game. Over half of those have come on the offensive side. They've got 19 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds. But you look down at the second chance points, DePaul leads in second chance points 4-2. So although Villanova's been able to come up with 10 offensive rebounds, they haven't been able to convert any of the 2 points off offensive rebounds, second point opportunities. So Demons doing a nice job. Villanova with a lot of offensive rebounds because the initial defense by the Demons has been good, forcing missed shots. Villanova doing a nice job on the offensive boards, but then Demons again closing down and scoring opportunities on those second chance points. So Demons doing everything right. Villanova, the only thing that's really kept them competitive in this game is steals. Villanova with 7 steals. They've been able to turn the Demons over a few times. Demons with 10 first half turnovers to go with 7 assists. Right now, Brandon Macklin off the bench leads all Blue Demons in assists. Everybody on the floor in assists with 4 assists. So Demons with 7 assists, 10 turnovers. Usually Demons do a better job taking care of the ball and distributing the ball, but they've got 6 blocked shots in the game. That shows the type of defense intensity they played with. Villanova only 4 assists in the first half on 9 baskets. They've turned the ball over 5 times, so they've taken care of the ball much better than the Demons, but haven't been able to do anything with it. Again, points off turnovers. Villanova with a 14-6 lead. So the stats, in a way, favor the Demons, but some of the secondary stats have kept Villanova in this game. And we're going to go in the second half here, Zach, with the Demons leading at halftime, 32-28.
And there's your first half recap, courtesy of Aries Charter Transportation. Zach Saban, Dave Corzine with you high above the court here at Finneran Pavilion on the campus of Villanova University. Blue Demons leading the Wildcats 32-28. Our engineer tonight, Pat Cadine, helping us blast the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. So happy to have you with us on this New Year's Eve. It bears repeating, the Blue Demons have allowed opponents to shoot 34% from three-point range. And Villanova has been one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country this year at nearly 40% from behind the arc. The Wildcats shoot just about 50% from the field overall this season, a record of 10-2 coming in. The only losses this year for Villanova to a pair of top 10 teams, number 8 BYU and number 2 Michigan. But tonight it's the Blue Demons with a 4-point halftime lead, because the Blue Demons, as Dave mentioned, holding Villanova to just 27% shooting from the field, including 3 of 13 from three-point territory.
And that, look in comparison to Villanova's opening game. They played on the road to open the Big East season against Seton Hall, who is having a great year themselves. Seton Hall picked to be towards the bottom of the Big East and preseason polls, which again we talked about how hard that is to determine nowadays who's going to be a good team based on all the transfers and everything. But Seton Hall came into that game at 11-2. Villanova came in 10-2, or 10-2 now. Seton Hall 11-1 coming into that game. That was their first Big East loss. Seton Hall was undefeated. They won their first opener, 11-1 coming into that game against Villanova at home in Seton Hall, and Villanova comes away with a 64-56 win on the road at Seton Hall. Held Seton Hall to only 33% shooting, 21 out of 63. Seton Hall in that game, 3 out of 13, 23% from the three-point line. So Villanova defense, fantastic in that conference opener against Seton Hall on the road. They come back here looking to have a big game on New Year's Eve, and DePaul so far has given them more than they bargained for.
Yeah, this has been one of the most lopsided series for the Blue Demons since joining the Big East. Game number 48 in the all-time series with Villanova. Wildcats lead at 38-9, including taking 28 of the last 29 games. The only time the Blue Demons beat Villanova here in Pennsylvania, the first time they met here as members of the Big East, January 6, 2007. It was a 73-65 DePaul victory. Repeat, 2007. We're approaching 2026. Wilson Chandler had a double-double in that game, 18 points and 11 rebounds. Sammy Mejia was the high man with 23. Villanova joined the Big East in 1980, 1 year after the conference was founded. Can you name the original Big East schools, Dave?
Let me give it a try. Providence.
There's one, yeah.
St. John's.
There's 2.
Georgetown.
There's 3.
Syracuse at the time.
There's 4.
Seton Hall.
There's 5. 2 more.
Boston College.
Yes. How about you?
And UConn.
Excellent job. All off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Studying.
I'm sure you were
How long have we been doing this, Zach? You've asked me that every year. You got to figure sooner or later I'm gonna get it right. So I'm on a roll.
So here's what I figured.
Maybe we're gonna win tonight.
I figured that would be that's always a welcome thing, by the way.
It's as much of a long shot as me knowing the starting line, the starting teams.
Yeah. Blue Demons a heavy underdog entering play tonight, but DePaul with the 4-point halftime lead, 32-28. Zach Saban, Dave Corzine with you high atop the court here at Finneran Pavilion. I figured last time out, Blue Demons played one of the original teams you just mentioned, UConn. And I figured you studied up, because St. John's, the team before that, for those 2 games, I did not ask you that question over the first couple of games of conference play. I knew we were going to have a 10-day layoff celebrating Christmas, and I'm sure that was a big deal. Now you got New Year's. The mind a little distracted with all the gifts that you got and all the gifts that you gave, and now getting ready to ring in the new year, and I figured I could sneak the trivia question by you, but no, sir.
I was ready for it.
All right. Final 20 minutes of play. Villanova got a little bit of a talking to inside the locker room from the new head coach, Kevin Willard. So if you're the Blue Demons, what do you have to do to finish off the upset here?
Well, again, I'm going to go back to what Coach Holtman said in your interview prior to the game, Zach, that we need to take care of the things that we can control on our side. When we're winning, I like to say we.
Right.
When we're losing, I say DePaul. But when we're winning, we need to take care of the things that we can take care of on the floor. And that is to continue to play the defense we're playing. We watch these teams, we watch these games night in, night out, and you can tell if a team's really playing with a lot of intensity or not. You can see the way they come out. I didn't see that in Villanova in the first half. They seem to be playing a step slow without the intensity that a home team in the Big East, such as Villanova, typically plays with. And again, that might be due. Every team is not only the Demons that had a layoff like that. Every team in the Big East had a Christmas break here. And Villanova, I think, maybe expected to win this game a little bit easier, as you talked about the history between these 2 teams. And even the last game out, it was 154, 156 last year when we were here. So in a way, you can't blame Villanova for not being mentally ready for this game. The question now is, can they turn it around and turn it on in halftime and bring something in the second half? They average over 10 3-pointers a game. They only knocked down 3 in the first half. So when you're not playing at full board, full intensity, your timing's just a little bit off. Your shots not quite there. Your rhythm's not quite there. Demons can't control that. But if they can continue to play defense like they are, and obviously you continue to hold this Villanova team into anywhere near 30 points in the second half, I think we're going to get out of here with the New Year's Eve present.
Blue Demons looking to win their first conference game of the season, and that would be quite a way to end the year 2025 and ring in the year 2026 on the road here at Villanova. The Blue Demons will begin the second half with a 4-point lead, up 32-28 over Villanova. As we get ready for half number 2, Zach Zabin, Dave Corzine with you. Blue Demons looking to win their first game here in Pennsylvania against Villanova since 2007. The first 5 to begin half number 2 for the Blue Demons. The backcourt of Layden Blocker, R.J. Smith, Brandon Mackland, and C.J. Gunn. So a 4-man backcourt for the Blue Demons to begin the second half. The only big man is N.J. Benson. DePaul ball to start half number 2. Left to right across the line comes Layden Blocker. He feeds C.J. Gunn off to the right in 3-point territory. Demons up 32-28. 10 seconds gone by. Half number 2. Smith off to the right. Now an alley-oop jam coming in from the left side. N.J. Benson off a nice feed from Brandon Macklin on the right side.
Good start for the half. Good execution on the opening play.
Demons up 34-28 over Villanova. 30 seconds gone by, and we've got a whistle, a foul away for the ball. It's on the Blue Demons.
R.J. Benson fighting through screens.
R.J. Smith.
R.J.
Smith. Benson, R.J. Smith, C.J. Gunn.
I get all the Gunn. I get all the J's.
All right, so Villanova ball. Off to the right in the front court, Lewis. Now left side 3 for Perkins is good.
That's what they make their living on, 3-pointers. We did a great job first half. We got to be out on them this half.
It's a 34-31 lead. Steal in the backcourt. Layup no good by Lewis. Demons come up with a rebound.
Close
call there, yeah. Brandon Macklin with the ball across the line, down the right sideline, hop step in the paint, flips up a layup with the right hand and spins it home. Tough play for Brandon Macklin. DePaul goes up by 5, 36-31 over Villanova. 1 minute gone by, second half. Wildcats with the ball. Head of the key, Lewis. Now Brennan's got it left of the circle. Back to Lewis at the free throw line. Kick out left side. Hodge drives, gives. Right corner now. Lewis shakes the shoulders. Spins. Mid-post right of the lane. Turnaround jump. Counted and one.
That's CJ Gunn up in the air. That's the second personal foul now on CJ Gunn. 13-point first half for CJ Gunn. He's got to take care to not pick up any more cheap fouls. He's important for us to be on the floor when he's playing the way he is and shooting the ball well.
36-33 the score. DePaul on top of Villanova. 1 minute, 15 seconds gone by here at the start of the second half. And Lewis at the line to try and complete a three-point play. He's got 9 points tonight, 3 of 7 from the field, but he's 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Reason for the delay, Lewis is tying his shoes. Lewis, the freshman from Washington, D.C., 6'2", puts up the free throw, and the lefty missed it. Hit the back of the rim, no good. Rebound blocker for DePaul. Blocker splits a double team, crosses the timeline, and is immediately fouled. I think it was Lewis that got him.
You're dribbling through a big crowd there. Villanova had the full court press on.
They call the foul on Lindsay, not Lewis. That's the second personal on Bryce Lindsay. So DePaul ball in the front court with 26 to shoot. Leighton Blocker has it near the midcourt stripe off to the right. Feeds, Gunn spins by his man, stops mid-post. Push shot, no good with the right hand. And the rebound taken down by Brennan for Villanova. Into the hands of Lewis across the line, down the right sideline, behind the back with the dribble. Uses a screen, spins right, whips a left corner pass. Hodge up high, Perkins for three. That's no good, rimmed out. Rebound Demons. Blockers got it. He'll cross the timeline left to right. Hesitation dribble. Top of the key. Spins. Whirls inside the paint. Shot with the right hand. Rattles it home. Pretty move by Leighton Blocker. And DePaul goes up 38-33 over Villanova. Nearly 2 minutes gone by second half. Lewis with the ball for the Wildcats between the rings. Gunn checking in. Man-to-man defense. And we've got a foul away from the ball.
Offensive foul.
It's on Villanova.
Yep.
That is his third personal.
Is that Brennan? I don't know if they called him on the screen. No.
Kevin, ask you might go like that.
It was away from the ball.
That was on Lindsay.
Yeah, the foul was
Third
called
foul.
on Lindsay. He got tangled up away from the ball trying to set a screen with Leighton Blocker.
Their leading scorer now with 3 fouls.
Demons basketball. They work it along the perimeter. Left of the circle, it's R.J. Smith. Puts it on the floor. Bounce pass to the free throw line. Benson has it. Shakes the shoulders. Working on Brennan. Drives. Mid-post. Right on the lane. He traveled.
Good job there by Brennan defensively to keep his feet set. N.J. Benson a low down there low. He gets the ball low. He goes up strong. Benson did a nice job. Or Brennan did a nice job defensively.
Nearly 2.5 minutes gone by second half. DePaul 38, Villanova 33. Wildcats with the basketball. Devin Askew across the line, off to the left. Head of the key to big man Brennan. Hands off to Lindsay between the rings. Drives to the free throw line. Push shot with the right hand. Back rim, no. Rebound fought for. And we've got a tie-up. Held ball. Possession arrow is pointing Villanova's way.
Is it? I thought we were going to get that one. Nope, you're right. They're going to get it on the baseline.
They do. Front court baseline left. Askew to trigger in. Holds the ball chest high. Off a curl Hodge. Left wing behind the arc. Head of the key. It's Brennan. Bounce pass inside. Hodge hangs in the air. Layup. No, but he got fouled on the play. And Matt Hodge will go to the line and shoot 2.
It's a good job by Brandon Macklin on that play. Villanova got the back door cut. Got a nice pass there from Brennan to Hodge. Hodge was open underneath. It took Macklin had to come in from the weak side and prevent that layup, but picked up the foul.
Hodge hits the first free throw.
Villanova coming into that free throw 7 out of 14. They're just not playing their best basketball right now. We got to take advantage of it.
38-34, the DePaul lead. Nearly 3 minutes gone by second half. Hodge misses the second at the back of the rim. One-handed rebound for C.J. Gunn and the Demons. Into the hands of Blocker. They play catch in the backcourt against full court. Villanova pressure. Blocker crosses the timeline straight away. Leighton Blocker calls out a set play with the left hand. Yo-yos with the right. Now it's Macklin between the rings. Macklin off to the left near the midcourt stripe. Uses a screen. Spins right. He drives. Accelerates. Scoop layup. Oh, and he floats it home.
Makes it tough for the big man to come over and help because Macklin does such a good job of finding the weak side lob.
40-34 DePaul. 3 minutes gone by second half. Askew at the free throw line. Hops up with the paint. Floater with the right hand. Shot short. Fight for the rebound. Benson yanks it away from Brennan. And we've got a whistle.
Jump
What's
ball.
the call?
I think a jump ball is going to go back to the Demons.
Yep, possession arrow pointing to Paul's way.
Good job again. N.J. Benson ripping it away from Brennan underneath. He's been giving Brennan all he wants. Brennan averaging double figures, a double-double on the season. Right now he's got 3 points and 6 rebounds.
Demons basketball against full court pressure. Far sideline, Macklin centers it to Blocker, and he'll cross the timeline straight away, left to right. 40-34 the score. DePaul with the lead on the road here at Villanova. 16:34 remaining in the game. Blocker drives right. Alley-oop catch, jam. Oh, what a finish by N.J. Benson, throttling it home with both hands, flying in from the left side.
I thought he threw it over his head. He went up and got it with both hands and dunked.
Timeout. Villanova. Blue Demons up 42-34 over the Wildcats. 16:22 remaining here in the second half. What an exclamation point by N.J. Benson.
It's getting serious now. You know, Villanova, everybody kind of sitting on their hands here. They got a pretty big crowd, pretty much a sellout crowd except for the student section because they're on break. But everybody's kind of sitting on their hands waiting for Villanova to turn it on. And clock keeps ticking, and the Demons here still hold on their 8-point lead, looking better all the time.
Follow the Blue Demons wherever you go. The official DePaul Blue Demons app features live and on-demand video content, in-game stats, score updates, the latest apparel, and more. Download the official DePaul Blue Demons app today at DePaulBlueDemons.com/app. Villanova led very early on in the game, and since then, it's been all Blue Demons. DePaul on top of Villanova, 42-34. Highly entertaining game. 16:22 remaining here in the second half. Demons were up by as many as 9 points in the first half, and 1 point going on a 9-0 run. DePaul looking to pick up its first Big East win of the season after dropping games on the road at St. John's to start conference play, and then at home last time out to number 5 UConn, but taking on those two tough opponents, the teams that most people consider to be the top 2 in the Big East. You figured, and we talked about this after the loss to UConn, you figured that just that tough competition out of the gate was going to benefit the Blue Demons, and I think we're seeing the seeds that were planted tonight.
I hope so. You know, we talked, as you keep pointing out, exactly, 2 best teams in the Big East, UConn, St. John's, came up short on those 2 games. But I watched this Villanova team play early in this season. I was very impressed with the things they've been doing. Obviously, we talked about some of the statistics and the metrics that point that they're receiving votes. They're looking to break into the top 20, 25 teams in the country. Their only 2 losses covering the top 10 teams in the country. So they have a very good resume. There's no reason to feel that Villanova is overrated or that we had really a chance to come in here and be the team that's down. But right now, they just look like they're not at full speed. They had that layoff, that Christmas layoff, and they just haven't snapped out of it. But hopefully, for the next 16 minutes and 22 seconds, the Demons can take that pick and roll the Demons are running from the top of the floor. Everybody's been able to execute it really well. They either get the guard, drive into the lane, and it's been really hard for the Villanova big guys to come over and help out on the dribble drive because the Demons doing such a good job of finding big guys on the weak side and getting the ball to them for those alley-oop dunks.
42-34 the score. DePaul on top of Villanova, 16:22 remaining in the game. Wildcats basketball in the front court, far sideline. Askew triggers in. He feeds Lewis near the midcourt stripe off to the right. The big man, Brennan, has it at the head of the key. Hands off to Perkins between the circles. Bounce pass now, Brennan. Mid-post wide lane. Hops up to the paint. Turnaround hook with the right hand. Rolls it in.
Brennan hasn't been much of a factor. 2 for 3 from the Floods. 5 points now for Brennan.
Demons basketball against full court pressure. They beat it. Blocker has it off to the left. Place catch with Macklin at the top of the key now. Blocker's got it between the circles. 4 minutes gone by, second half. Demons up 42-36. Blocker drives right, hangs in the air. Wild shot. It's the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Villanova. Here comes Askew across the line, down the right sideline with a left-handed dribble. Uses a screen, spins left of the circle. Uses another screen, spins right of the circle. Up high, it's Perkins. Shakes the shoulders, drives, scoop layup. No good. Fight for the rebound. Ball batted up in the air. Saved by Macklin into the hands of Gunn. DePaul basketball.
What a play by Macklin. Great hustle. Got ball from the big guy Brennan on the offensive board.
Demons ball at the head of the key. It's Layden Blocker. 15:20 to go, second half. Demons up 42-36 on the road at Villanova. blocker, drives right, stops mid-post, turn around, jump for the elbow, no good.
Good move. Get a wide open look.
Villanova basketball. Perkins has it into the hands of Lewis across the line, down the left sideline, crossover dribble. Angle cut off by McClure. Fall away jump shot right of the lane. No good. Fight for the rebound. Hodge has it. Put back. Won't go, but he got fouled on the play. Matt Hodge will shoot 2 for the Wildcats.
He caught C.J. Dunn under the basket there. Kind of came over the top. C.J. needs to put a little bit more into it to back him off a little bit. He got caught under the basket there, and Hodge able to come over the top of it.
So free throws coming up for Villanova after this official timeout. 14:58 to go, second half. It's DePaul 42, Villanova 36. Alongside DePaul great Dave Corzine, Zach Zaidman with you high atop Finneran Pavilion. Our engineer tonight, Pat Kineen, helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. And it's could be quite the start to the new year for the Blue Demons if they can hold on and upset Villanova here in Pennsylvania. The Demons up 42-36. It can be challenging to find time to take care of your own health and wellness. With Rush Physical Therapy, access to care is throughout the city. Whether you're going to work, school, or on the way home, you can get the care you need where you need it. Visit online at rushpt.com to find a center near you. The Blue Demons trust Rush. So can you. DePaul shooting 50% from the field tonight. But the real story is the defense that the Demons have applied throughout. Villanova shooting just 4 of 15 from three-point territory. That's about 27%. It's a Wildcats team that averages nearly 40% from three-point territory. But overall, Nova just 12 of 42 from the field, Dave. 29% shooting.
Yeah, and it's not because they're missing open shots. The Demons have prepared. You talked about it, Jack. They've had 10 days to prepare for this game. They obviously have done a great job to prepare. They've blocked 2 or 3 of the three-point shot opportunities that Villanova had. They've actually blocked the shot. Now, the last thing you want to do on a three-point shot is foul. And you normally just want to get a hand up. Tough to block those three-pointers unless you're really playing aggressive defense. David's got a couple of those blocks on three-point shots. So Villanova not getting a lot of open looks. They're 12 out of 42. You point out 28% from the floor. And very little of it is because they've missed wide open looks. Demons have done a great job on both sides of the floor, primarily defensively. Villanova's only lost 2 games this year. Both of those games, they were held below 70 points. Other than that, they've won the rest of their games, obviously scoring over 70 points. But they're on pace here to be held under 70 again. And I think that's the key to success for the Demons, to continue to play this type of defense and not let Villanova go on an offensive run and close this up and close this game again.
Zach Zaidman, Dave Corzine with you. Festive atmosphere here at Finneran Pavilion as they're celebrating the new year. It's New Year's Eve, so happy to have you with us. Blue Demons leading the Wildcats 42-36 with 14:58 remaining in the second half. DePaul led by 4 points at halftime, up by as many as 9 in the first half. And this has been quite the performance by the Blue Demons so far. I don't know how it's going to end, but I'll tell you what, this is the perfect sign of how deep the Blue Demons are as a team, because nearly everybody that's played tonight has contributed in some positive fashion.
Yeah, good coaching, good team, learning each other, learning how to play together. And you're right, Jack, everybody has made a contribution on this game. And we're going to have to, again, it's a defensive effort. We can't allow, when you're playing on the road and you've got a crowd like this waiting for something to happen, you can't allow a run by this Villanova team to get the crowd into it on their feet, and then momentum shifts. But right now, Demons have done everything they need to do right so far today.
Matt Hodge hits the first free throw, makes it 42-37. DePaul on top of Villanova with 14:58 to go in the game. Hodge, the son of former Old Dominion star Odell Hodge, as he drains the second free throw. Now full court pressure by Villanova. R.J. Smith has it under the basket, spins to the far sideline, now spins to the middle and crosses the timeline with a hesitation dribble. Feeds McClure, left wing three, and air ball. It's loose under the basket. Macklin comes up with it, has the ball knocked away, and a foul's been called. So
Brennan picks up that foul. Good job by the Demons. That was a complete air ball. They had a wide open look. McClure, an air ball. It's tough to rebound air balls, but the Demons on the floor picking up that loose ball.
So R.J. Smith triggers in, plays catch with Flores. Smith has it at the free throw line, spins behind him, head of the key. It's Macklin, holds the ball by his right hip, uses a screen, turns right, gives to Flores, head of the key. 10 to shoot for DePaul. Flores spins with a pivot foot. One bounce to his left, hands off to McClure, driving right, hangs in the air, layup, banks it home. DePaul goes up, everything working for the Blue Demons. They're up 44-38 over Villanova, 14-20 to go here in half number 2. Villanova works the ball around the perimeter, off to the left, Perkins. Hands off now to Askew between the rings. Right side, Brennan puts it on the floor at the top of the key. Gives to Hodge right of the circle. And now at the top of the circle, it's Perkins working on McClure. Hesitation dribble, spins at the free throw line. Couple of up fakes, floater up, shot no. Rebound Flores for DePaul. Into the hands now of Smith. Across the line straight away with a right-handed dribble. Feeds Macklin left of the circle, checked by Perkins, shakes the shoulders. Macklin drives left, hangs in the air, layup, too strong, but he got fouled on the play. So Brandon Macklin will go to the line and shoot 2 for DePaul.
See who that foul is called on there. Villanova beginning to get themselves in a little bit of foul trouble. Brennan had 2. They had their leading scorer with 3 on the bench now.
Tyler Perkins picks up the personal, Dave. That's his first. Macklin puts up the first free throw. It spins in. David bounced around every side of the rim and dropped in. That's how you know it's your night. DePaul goes up 45-38 over Villanova, 13:44 to go. Macklin with 5 points.
Sorry, Zay, that's the first free throw we've shot in the second half. We've only got 7 free throws in the game, which happens when you're playing on the road, but we made all 7.
Here comes number 8. It's no good at the back of the rim. Rebound to Askew for Villanova. 13:40 remaining. Second half. Demons up 45-38 on the road here against the Wildcats of Villanova. Lindsay has it. Right of the circle. Uses a screen. Spins right. Gives to Brennan in the paint. Whirls. Shot blocked by Flores. Ball loose, and we've got a whistle. What's the call here?
It's like they're looking at Banks. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was Banks. I thought he held up 2 fingers. Banks number 1, but foul on Banks. That is the 15th foul on the Blue Demons here in the second half.
There was a split second where I thought you began the New Year's celebration a little early there, but I'll forgive you. Lewis drives, floater up with the left-hand shot, no. Rebound taken down by Smith for DePaul. Demons on the move. Smith across the line, left to right. Stops at the top of the key, gives to McClure off to the right, shakes the shoulders. He drives, stops at the elbow. Hesitation dribble, now under the basket. Angle cut off, so he dribbles it back to the top of the key. Gives to Smith, right of the circle. Uses a Flores screen, drives to the free throw line. Angle cut off. Pull-up jumper on the way. Back rim doesn't go. The rebound yanked down by Lindsay for Villanova. Right to left, he crosses the line. Behind the back with the dribble. He's at the top of the key. Spins right now. Spins left. Launches a deep 3 and missed it from the head of the circle. Rebound, Brennan. Fresh 20 for Villanova. Off to the right, it's Lewis. Between the rings, it's Lindsay, who feeds Brennan at the top of the circle. Hands off to Askew off to the right. Driving on Macklin. Layup is good. 5-point game. DePaul 45, Villanova 40. 12 and a half minutes to go in the game. Demons facing full court pressure. Straight away, it's the freshman McClure. He's double teamed. Flips it to Smith, head of the circle. Off to the left, Flores. 20 to shoot for the Demons. Flores backing in on Brennan. Left of the lane. Backs in. The double team comes from Palmer. Stopping the dribble. It's Flores. Lofts a pass to the middle. Blocker's got it. 8 to shoot. Hesitation dribble. Straight down the lane. Layup. Oh, missed the bunny. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Demons come up with it. Off to the right, McClure. Fresh 24 DePaul. Now they'll slow it down and set up some offense. Chris Holtman almost all the way out on the floor screaming instructions to his Blue Demons. Between the circles, it's Macklin. Drives left, hangs in the air, wild shot, bakes it home with the right hand, falling down to the deck. DePaul up 47-40 over Villanova. 11:45 to go. What a shot by Brandon Macklin. Here come the Wildcats. Lewis drives left, on blocker, angle cut off. Palmer, 3-point range to the left, checked by Macklin. Back to Lewis behind the arc on the left side. Head of the key. Now it's Lindsay. Hand in the face from McClure. Shakes the shoulders. Drives right. Penetrates, going 1-on-3. Wild layup. Off glass. No good. Rebound Flores for DePaul. Into the hands now of Blocker. What a game down the stretch Second half here at Villanova, approaching 11 minutes to go. Demons up 47-40. Blocker at the head of the key. Now left of the circle, checked by Palmer. 15 to shoot. Blocker drives right, stops at the elbow, whips a pass left side. It's Smith for three. Bullseye! DePaul with its biggest lead of the game, up by 10 on the road at Villanova. Timeout Wildcats. 10:54 to go. It's the Blue Demons 50, Villanova 40.
I believe it. Huh? How about it, Zach? They're holding on. Everybody in there is waiting for this bubble to burst and Villanova to go on a little bit of a roll. But double-figure lead now, biggest lead of the game, 10:54 to go. And unless Villanova can get it untracked a little bit offensively, this 10-point lead is like a 20-point lead when you're playing this good a defense that the Demons are playing.
Hey, Blue Demon fans, when the action heats up on the court, cool down with Pepsi Zero Sugar. It's bold, refreshing, and built for game day energy. Because basketball deserves Pepsi. Proud partner of DePaul Athletics. The Blue Demons are scorching tonight here on the road at Villanova. 20 of 40 from the field. Dave, that's 50% shooting as the Blue Demons have their biggest lead of the game. Up by 10 with 10:54 to go second half. DePaul 50, Villanova 40. Villanova 1 for its last 8 from the field. The Wildcats shooting 27% from the game, including 4 of 16 from behind the arc.
I don't know really what the Demons can do to play any better than they've played to this point in the game. You look at any of the stat lines, shooting percentage for Villanova, the shooting percentage for DePaul, everything in the Demons' favor. And again, rebounding now, Demons even leading on the boards, 34-9 with 29. And that's in spite of Villanova shooting only 27% with 14 offensive rebounds. Villanova almost half of the rebounds coming on the offensive end, and yet they haven't been able to convert that into points. So Demons continue to play like this on the defensive end. That's what's the most important thing to finish out this game, and that's the area they have been most consistent. And Villanova just not playing with the aggressiveness that they need to play with. They're back on their heels. Demons staying in front of them, make them second guess what they're doing, and it's working.
What a New Year's celebration this would be if the Demons hold on. They've got a 10-point lead on the road at Villanova, up 50-40 with 10:54 to go. Zach Zaidman, Dave Corzine, high atop Veteran Pavilion here on the campus of Villanova University with our engineer tonight, Pat Kineen. So happy to have you with us as we closed out the year 2025 and look ahead to the year 2026. Blue Demons coming into play tonight with a record of 8-5, but 0-2 in conference play after back-to-back losses to St. John's and UConn. Villanova 10-2 entering action this evening, 1-0 in Big East Conference play. And this is Villanova's conference home opener, and the Blue Demons have dominated for nearly the entire game.
It's Kevin Willard's conference home opener as they're kicking off their new era here with the Wildcats, and they've been very successful. I know that they plan on getting out here New Year's Eve with a home court victory over a team that they've had a lot of success with in the past, but you got to earn it every time. What happened in the past, we talked about some of the history between these two teams. It doesn't mean a thing tonight. You've got kids. None of these young men have been involved in most of that history. So this is a new game, and right now it's all DePaul.
You know, what's interesting is tonight's leading scorer for the Blue Demons is C.J. Gunn with 13. Layden Blocker, N.J. Benson. These guys were around. It was a very ugly game last year here at Villanova.
They were all here for it.
Yeah, you don't forget a 100-56 loss, and that was the case last season here at Villanova. And granted, the Wildcats are a completely different program this year, but those Demons that were here, man, that still stings. All right, so the Villanova ball out of the timeout. DePaul up 50-40 over Villanova with 10:54 remaining in the game. 26 to shoot, and the Wildcats put it in play. Front court. Along the far sideline, ask you to trigger in. Feeds Perkins, head of the key. He drives, lost the ball, picks it up in the corner on the left side, checked by Gunn. Brennan has it, three-point range to the left. Now Lindsay has it at the head of the key. Askew, right elbow, up fake, wild shot. No, but he got fouled on the play.
Looked like he leaned in. He got Cruz McClure to extend and lean in just enough to pick up that foul. But on the pump fake, it looked like he leaned in and caused that contact, but he's going to go to the line.
And Askew will shoot 2. What's the coaching point for McClure on a play like that as Askew puts up the first free throw and knocks it in?
Don't foul.
Thank you, Coach
Don't
Dave.
foul him on that. Keep your hands up straight and stay still. Don't foul him.
DePaul
They're
50.
not done that free throw, though. Let's see. They're 12 out of 20 now from the line. That's another area that they've struggled in today.
Yeah, Askew hits both. So DePaul 50, Villanova 42, 10:39 to go. Gunn has it in the front court, drives right, lost the ball, and it spins out of his hands, out of
Just slipped
bounds.
out of his hand in a wide open layup. A wide open layup on the transition. That was a big, rather all big buckets, but they broke that press easily. He had a wide open layup, but I don't know if he changed his mind in the air or just slipped out of his hand.
All right, so Villanova basketball, 10.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Blue Demons up 50-42. Wildcats play catch along the perimeter at the head of the key. Askew off to the right. It's Lindsey. He'll launch for 3 and got it to go.
They're really trying to get Lindsey involved. He's their leading scorer, averaging almost 17 points a game. That gives him 13. He's 5 out of 14 from the field, though.
Demons working against full court pressure. Blocker crosses the timeline off to the left. DePaul 50, Villanova 45. 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Blocker has it head of the key. Directing traffic with the left hand, Yo-Yo's with the right. Loops a pass to the free throw line. Benson's got it. Pull-up runner with the right hand won't go, and the rebound taken down by Brennan. Villanova ball across the line. Lindsey down the right sideline with a left-handed dribble. Checked by Blocker. Uses a screen, spins right, launches an off-balance 3, and knocks it down. So
6 points for Lindsey and Villanova.
Inbounds pass knocked out of bounds by Askew under the basket. It remains DePaul ball. 9:40 to go. Here comes the Villanova run. 8-0 over the last minute plus. Demons working against the full court pressure. Blocker crosses the timeline off to the left. DePaul with a 2-point lead. 9.5 minutes remaining. Blocker, left elbow, cross court pass McClure. He's got it in the right corner. He's working on Perkins. Roams baseline under the basket. Reverse layup, and he's fouled.
That'd be the 15th foul on Villanova. I don't think it's a shooting foul. So, yeah, DePaul going to have it under the basket here with 20 seconds in the shot clock.
Yeah, McClure was fouled before the shot. Now McClure will sit.
16 fouls right now on the Demons, 5 on Villanova. So free throw shooting down the last 9 minutes of this game is going to be important.
Macklin re-enters for DePaul. Blocker to trigger in. Front court baseline right. Loops a pass up high to Benson. Right of the circle. Now at the head of the key, it's Gunn. He trips, keeps the dribble, flips it to Smith. Off to the right. In the corner, it's Blocker. 10 to shoot for DePaul. Blocker hops up in the paint. Kick out Smith. Top key 3. He got it again! R.J. Smith with a huge shot from the head of the key. DePaul 53, Villanova 48. 9 minutes to go. That ends Nova's 8-0 run. Askew has it at the top of the circle for the Wildcats. Between the legs with the dribble. Now it's Hodge, right corner. Checked by Blocker. Bounce pass, Brennan. He's got it off to the right. Now Lindsey, right side. Bounce pass right back to Brennan. No look pass and an offense. Oh, no, they call a blocking foul underneath on C.J. Gunn. Brennan went up in the air and threw a no-look pass to the left side, and a blocking foul was called on the Blue Demons.
That's a homer. C.J. Gunn was outside the charge line there underneath.
Yeah.
He had good position. I disagree, but we got a 50% free throw shooter here stepping up to the line.
So Duke Brennan at the line. This is a 1-and-1.
C.J. Gunn picked up his 4th personal foul now. So Caleb Banks and C.J. Gunn with 4 personal fouls. Caleb Banks on the floor.
The first free throw, no good by Brennan. He will not get an opportunity at a second as DePaul comes up with a rebound. Layden Blocker brings it up across the line, left to right for the Demons. 53-48 the score. DePaul with the lead on the road at Villanova. 8.5 minutes to go. Blocker off to the right. Head of the key, it's Smith. Working on Perkins. Hard dribble the right hand. Now he backs it out. Uses a screen from Benson. Spins right. Pushes his man out of the way. And an offensive foul has been called on R.J. Smith.
Got him right in the jaw there with his elbow as he's driving to the basket. I'm happy they're not reviewing that for a flagrant. He really hit him whenever you hit somebody above the shoulders, they take a look at it.
So R.J. Smith now picks up his 4th personal.
Yeah.
He goes to the bench. Cruz McClure back in. So Banks Gunn, and Smith, all with 4 personals for DePaul. Now Perkins fires up a left side 3, and it goes down. 53-51 the score. DePaul with the lead. 8 minutes to go. Blocker crosses the timeline left to right. Now Villanova switches to a zone. And now the Wildcats flare out to a man-to-man defense. Blocker has it left of the circle. At the top of the key now, he bounces to the right. 5 to shoot for the Blue Demons. Blocker uses a screen from Banks. 3 to shoot. Does Blocker know it? Up fake. Fires up an off-balance 3. Oh! Gets it to go with the shot clock running down.
How big was that?
56-51 the score. DePaul with the lead. 7:35 to go here on the road at Villanova. Man, oh man, the Demons needed some luck there, and they got it in a big-time way.
That really got him back sitting down in this arena here. That looked like a tough, good defensive stop by Villanova. Shot clock running down. We didn't have a good look at all. And Blocker able to sink that 3 at the buzzer to maintain a 5-point lead here, or else Villanova would have been coming down the floor with a chance to finally either tie or take the lead.
Timeout DePaul. Blue Demons up by 5. 56-51 on the road at Villanova with 7:35 to go. Blue Demons choose chill. Coors Light is cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of DePaul Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Please celebrate responsibly. The Blue Demons shooting 50% from the field, including 5 of 13 from three-point territory, while Villanova is shooting 31% from the field, but ticking up a little bit in the three-point department, now at 37%, 7 of 19, and that's where Nova usually is.
Yeah, well, what I like about this, Zach, is this is going to be night in and night out Big East basketball for us. If we're going to be competitive this year, it's going to come down to games like this. That we're not going to get blown out too often. We're not going to blow out teams in this league. But to be competitive in this league, you've got to be able to win games like this. We're going to be in a lot of games like this where it's a matter of who executes and wins in tight games down the stretch. It's a step up for the Demons. In years past, we haven't been competitive in a lot of these games. You talk about the last time we were in here, it was something like 100-54. So this is definitely a different outlook here, a different team than the Demons have come in here with in the past, and their attitude's different. Again, we played the 2 top teams in the league. We came up short. One of those on the road. UConn has beaten everybody this year. But these are the games now from now on. The rest, we've got 18 more conference games. They're all going to be dogfights. So we're going to get used to this type of finish.
The leading scorer tonight for the Blue Demons is C.J. Gunn. He's got 13 points, 5 of 11 from the field, but
that did all in the first half.
Yeah,
he hasn't scored in the second half.
Trying to navigate his way through some foul trouble. He's got 4 personals. R.J. Smith with 11 points tonight. He also has 4 personals. N.J. Benson, 10 points and 4 rebounds. And how about Brandon Macklin? 7 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists tonight for the Blue Demons.
I think this is the best game he's played all year. Obviously, he was injured, missed a couple games, came off the bench tonight, started the second half. But I think overall, the way he's passing the ball and dribbling, penetrating, I think it's the best game he's had.
He had the 16 points in the victory over Georgia Tech in that Thanksgiving tournament in Florida. But the all-around game tonight
I like the way he's playing.
Is what's been impressive.
Controlling the game with the ball.
Yeah. Looks healthy again. Missed 3 games with a right shoulder injury and then had the 10-day layoff to get back to full strength, and he has been at full strength tonight. All right, here we go. 7:35 remaining, second half. It'll be Villanova ball. Wildcats have to go the full length of the floor. Blue Demons up 56-51. DePaul applying full court pressure. They've got 4 guys in the backcourt, and now they flare out as Askew crosses the timeline for Villanova off to the right, being hounded by McClure. Head of the key, the big man Brennan holds the ball waist high, waits for a cutter, can't find one. Now Perkins has it off to the left. Lindsay between the rings, bounce pass, right of the circle. Brennan back to Lindsay, who's got it left of the circle. Under 10 to shoot. Lindsay backs it out near the midcourt stripe. Beats Perkins off to the left. Now Hodge, step back 3. Air ball from the left side. Rebound. Brennan, and his putback is good.
He's going to flat foot rebound again. we're getting caught under the rim. We've got to be able to push these Villanova players out further. We've got a body on them, but we're getting pushed under the rim.
Blue Demons 56, Villanova 53. 6:51 to go, second half. DePaul with the basketball. Blocker has it right of the circle. Off to the right, the big man Benson. Behind the arc. Banks right of the circle. Left side, it's McClure at the free throw line. Macklin, couple of up fakes, under 10 to shoot. Floats up a runner. Back rim, no good. Rebound, Brennan for Villanova. The Wildcats can tie up the game with a three. Lindsay across the line straight away, being hounded by Blocker. Between the legs with the dribble, Lindsay. Now Blocker pokes the ball away. Lindsay picks it up, off to the left behind the arc. Askew now has it left wing, three-point territory. Head of the key, it's the big man, Brennan. Now right side, Perkins, hand in the face from McClure. Uses a screen, spins to the top of the key, launches a three, and it's good. Tie ball game. 56 all. DePaul and Villanova. 6 minutes to go, and now the crowd becoming a factor here at Finneran Pavilion. Leighton Blocker, straight away, feeds Macklin across the line, off to the right. Back to Blocker, straight away. Bounce pass, free throw line. Benson spins with the pivot foot, puts it on the floor. He whirls inside the paint, working on Brennan. Up fake, ball knocked away. Foul called on Villanova.
It's the sixth team foul. They call it a shooting foul. Now Demons going to have it under their basket. 20 seconds in the shot clock, 5:45 to go in the game.
Askew picks up the foul. CJ Gunn back in the game for the Blue Demons with the four personals. 5:45 to go. Game tied at 56 on the road at Villanova. Leighton Blocker has it off to the right, drives to the free throw line. Angle cuts off, so he backs it out into three-point range. Now he drives right, hangs in the air, layup, off glass, short. Fight for the rebound underneath. Benson had it, lost it. It's loose along the baseline and rolls out of bounds. Touched it last. They say Villanova did. DePaul ball.
Good hustle. Both teams are working that board hard. Both guys, everybody fighting for that loose ball on that rebound. High score here. Now Villanova's going to get the ball back. DePaul with the ball back.
5:32 to go. Game tied at 56. Demons basketball off to the right. In three-point range, Blocker. Left wing behind the arc. Macklin waits for Benson screen. Gets it. Spins to the middle. Now drives right. Hop step. Scoop layup. Breaks it home. DePaul takes the lead. Power move inside by Brandon Macklin. Demons up 58-56 at Villanova. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game. Perkins has it off to the right for the Wildcats. Holds the ball by his right hip. Now head of the key, it's Brennan. Spins right. Hands off to Askew between the rings. Deep three on the way. He got it. Villanova now takes the lead for the first time since the early going of this game. It's the Wildcats 59, the Blue Demons 58. 4:52 to go. Demons in a dogfight on the road at Villanova. Into the front court. Macklin down the left sideline. Spins to the middle. Accelerates to the hole. Hangs in the air. Layup. No. And the rebound, Perkins, and he's fouled.
Brandon Macklin on his back underneath. He got hit hard on the penetration. Knocks him to the floor. Villanova with the offensive rebound. Macklin on the floor. Just kind of ties up Villanova player as he's on the floor, but he looks hurt. He's had that shoulder injury. They're just getting him up off the floor now. They're grabbing him by both arms, so they shouldn't be picking him up that way if it's his shoulder still hurting him, but he's limping a little bit here. He's a big factor in this game. Villanova going to go to the free throw line here now.
Perkins will be at the stripe. Wildcats with a 59-58 lead over the Blue Demons. It's the first time that Villanova has been on top since the first 5 minutes of this ball game.
Well, still only 12 out of 21 from the free throw line.
As Perkins knocks down the first.
Second half has been different than the first half, though, in terms of Villanova's accuracy shooting the ball.
Wildcats 60, Blue Demons 58, 4:40 to go. The next free throw is also good for Perkins. Hit the front of the rim and dropped it. 61-58 the score. Nova on top of DePaul. 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. R.J. Smith across the line straight away. Feeds Blocker between the rings. Off to the right. M.J. Benson behind the arc. Demons work the ball around the perimeter. Left wing Smith at the free throw line. Gun. Pull up jump on the way. He got it.
First bucket of the second half. He's playing with 4 fouls. We got 3 guys in the game right now with 4 fouls.
Villanova 61, DePaul 60. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the game. Gunn with 15 points for DePaul. Perkins has it off to the left. Now it's Lindsay for three. Drills it from the head of the key.
He's feeling. It's his fifth. He's 5 out of 10 now from behind the arc.
Villanova shooting nearly 70% from three-point range in this second half. 64-60 the score. Nova on top. Under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Demons work the ball around the perimeter. Gunn's got it off to the left now. Right circle three. R.J. Smith missed it. Hit the front of the rim. The back of the rim wouldn't go in. And a rebound for Perkins. Into the hands of Askew for Villanova. Across the timeline off to the right. Checked by Blocker. Askew near the midcourt strike. Bounce pass head of the key. Brennan. Now off to the left. It's Perkins behind the arc. 13 to shoot. Brennan's got it. Right of the circle. Gives on a bounce pass to Lindsay. His layup. No good. Rebound Gunn. Lead feed Blocker. Alley-oop. Catch. Off the fingertips of Benson. It rolls into the hands of Perkins. A turnover by the Blue Demons. 64-60 the score. Villanova with the lead over DePaul. Under 3 minutes remaining in the game. Brennan head of the key. Loops a pass inside to Hodge.
Hold it by Banks. That should be his fifth. In fact, I'm sure it's his fifth. The Banks got to take a seat. I think to lose this game because of foul trouble here on the road.
Yep.
But we got a lot of guys playing. The 3 guys with 4 now. Banks takes a seat with 5. Not a good game for Caleb Banks tonight. 0 for 4 from the field. 0 for 3 from on the three-point line. Didn't get a point on the board there as the starter.
Yeah, Banks fouls out with 0 points and 4 boards. Timeout. 2:48 remaining in the second half. Villanova 64, DePaul 60. Zach Zaidman, Dave Corzine with you high above the court here at Finneran Pavilion on the campus of Villanova University. Disparty Law Group is Chicago's law firm. Disparty Law is the accident and injury law firm that fights hard for you. Just like the DePaul Blue Demons, the Disparty team knows how to win. When you're injured at work or in an accident, remember one name, Disparty Law Group, because Larry wins. Demons were up by as many as 10 points in this second half with about 10 minutes to go, but Villanova has rallied in big-time fashion. And the Wildcats now lead 64-60 over the Blue Demons with 2:48 remaining in the game. Villanova has been lights out down the stretch from three-point territory, shooting about 70%. Yep, 7 of 10 this half from three-point territory.
Well, again, we're going to see a lot of games like this that come down to the final couple minutes, and I think this is great for the Demons to find out. It's one thing as you're progressing and getting more competitive. It's one thing to be in the game towards the end of the game. And then, as you said, you have to find a way to win. You have to know what you're going to do in crunch time. Who do you go to? Demons right now have guys on the floor. N.J. Benson, C.J. Gunn, R.J. Smith, Blocker, Macklin, all have contributed to this game. Caleb Banks on the bench now as he's fouled out. But this is crunch time. This is where you learn what are your go-to plays that are gonna. You need a basket. You need a stop. We're going to be hopefully in a lot of situations like this as we become more competitive, and this is where you learn how to win games, and we're going to have to hopefully here make a comeback. Momentum has shifted. Everybody in this building is expecting Villanova now. They made up that 10-point deficit. It's running along according to script, just like everybody in there figured it would. Now can the Demons turn it around? Momentum has shifted. Can they come back now and come up with some big plays? And again, this will grow the Demons as a team to be in these types of situations.
Villanova 64, DePaul 60, 2:48 remaining here in the second half. Villanova was a double-digit favorite entering play tonight, while the Blue Demons had the double-digit lead in this second half, up by 10. They lost it as Villanova rallied thanks to 7 of 10 shooting from behind the arc since halftime, but the Blue Demons still right in this game. Plenty of time. 2:48 to go. Zach and Dave with you. Demons down by 4. Nova 64, DePaul 60. And Matt Hodge will be at the line for Villanova to shoot 2. Hodge, a 6'8" redshirt freshman from Belgium. His dad, Odell, started Old Dominion, played pro ball in Belgium, and that's where Matt was born. He bends the knees, flicks the right wrist, and misses the first free throw. It remains a 4-point game. Villanova 64, DePaul 60, 2:48 remaining. Hodge had 12 points last game at Seton Hall. Tonight, he's got 3. And he hits the second. It hit the front of the rim, the back of the rim, and then dropped it. 5-point game. Demons down on the road at Villanova. 2:44 to go. Wildcats 65, Demons 60. Leighton Blocker across the line straight away. Blocker, hard dribble with the right hand, uses a gun screen, feeds Macklin off to the right. Now in the corner, it's R.J. Smith. Misses a 3 from the right side. Fight for the rebound. Gunn has it. Put back. Won't go, but a foul's been called.
Big foul call there. Demons haven't been getting very many breaks on the foul calls and going to the free. They've only shot 8 free throws. They're 7 out of 8 from the free throw line. Villanova not shooting the ball well from the free throw line, but getting a lot of opportunities. They're 15 for 25, so home court advantage with the officials.
Gunn 2 of 2 at the stripe tonight. Here comes the first. Back rim doesn't go.
C.J. Gunn with 13 points at the half really kept the Demons in the game at the halftime. Second half's been a different story.
He missed a couple of big free throws on the road at Wichita State. The next free throw by Gunn. Missed again. Rebound Macklin. Out to Smith, off to the left. Gunn head of the key. Right side. Blocker for 3. Air ball.
No.
Ball loose under the basket, and we've got a whistle. A foul has been called on Brandon Macklin.
That's a shame. See, you got to get used to playing these types of. Brandon Macklin, meanwhile, made a fantastic play to get in and keep that ball alive off the missed free throw. C.J. Gunn goes to the line and misses 2 critical free throws. Brandon Macklin gets over the top, keeps it alive, gives us a wide open look, and we end up with an air ball as Leighton Blocker unable to knock down that 3 and just too much adrenaline flow. We got to get used to playing these situations.
Matt Hodge knocks down the first free throw, 66-60 Villanova, 2:22 to go. Here comes the second by Hodge.
Yeah.
It's good again. So the Wildcats with a 67-60 lead over the Blue Demons. 2:18 remaining in the game. DePaul ball. Blocker's got it head of the key. Uses a gun screen, feeds Macklin off to the right, shakes the shoulders, dribbles to the top of the circle. C.J. Gunn has it right of the circle, loops a pass inside Benson. Layup, shot blocked from behind by Hodge. Loose ball retrieved by Perkins. Villanova basketball.
Need to stop here. We got time. We need to stop.
Minute 56 remaining. Nova with a 7-point lead and the ball. Lindsay's got it near the midcourt stripe off to the right. Brennan head of the key. Holds the ball over his head. Swiping at it, Benson. Brendan puts it on the floor, and we've got a foul on the Blue Demons. Benson picks it up. DePaul has gone ice cold in crunch time, a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 33 seconds. And you talked about it earlier. You got to learn how to win games, and the Demons are fading away when you need to step up. Villanova 67, DePaul 60. Minute 45 to go. At the free throw line, Brennan. Here comes the first. It's good. Hit every part of the rim before dropping in. Duke Brennan, 6'10", senior transfer from Grand Canyon. Dad Bill played football at Cal State Fullerton. His cousin Brent is the current head football coach of the Arizona Wildcats. Brennan puts up the second free throw, and that one's good as well. It's a 9-point lead for Villanova with a minute 45 to go. Demons basketball. Blocker across the line, left to right. Flores has a right wing behind the arc. Head of the key, it's Macklin. Holds the ball knee high. Feeds Smith left of the circle. Checked by Askew. Waits for a screen. Gets it from Gunn. Feeds Blocker in the corner left side. Pull up 2. Rattles it home. So that ends a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes for the Blue Demons. Villanova 69, DePaul 62. A minute 20 to go. Askew spins by Blocker and crosses the timeline straight away. Bounces right. In no rush as we approach a minute to go here. And Villanova up 69-62. Askew loses the ball.
Oh, no, they call that foul. C.J. Gunn was trying to get out of the way. That's his 5th. Yeah.
So Gunn fouls out.
Wow, not a good call.
That is the 5th personal foul for DePaul's number 11, C.J. Gunn.
Good effort by C.J. Gunn. 15 points, 6 out of 12 from the floor, 7 rebounds, couple assists. Nice game, but couldn't close it out. 7-point game right now, 1:05 to go. Villanova back to the line here.
Cruz McClure back in the game for the Blue Demons with Gunn fouling out. And Askew will step to the line. Transfer from Long Beach State. Knocks down the first free throw. 70-62 the score. Nova with the lead, a minute 5 remaining. Askew averaged nearly 19 points per game last season at Long Beach State. His second free throw bounces in. 71-62. Villanova on top, a minute remaining. Demons with a basketball. Right of the circle, it's Blocker. Left-handed dribble. Hangs in the air. Now it's a left corner three for McClure. Back rim, no good. Rebound, Perkins. Flies into the front court. Now pulls it back. Content to run out some clock here. 43 seconds remaining. Crowd on its feet here at Finneran Pavilion. The Wildcats rallying from 10 back in the second half. Trying to close this one out against DePaul. 31 seconds remaining. Villanova 71, DePaul 62. Perkins near the midcourt stripe, off to the left. 2 seconds, off balance, 3, short. Rebound Flores for DePaul. Shot clock off, 17 seconds to go. Macklin pops a left side 3. That's short. Rebound Flores. Back to Macklin, left corner 3. Partially blocked. Loose ball picked up by Blocker. His layup good on the foul.
Not enough time left now. Villanova picks up that foul. 7.9 seconds to go. It's a 7-point game. We'll go to the line. They have a chance to cut it to 6 here, but 2-possession game at best.
Villanova 71, DePaul 64, 7.9 seconds to go. Blocker at the line to try and complete the 3-point play. Bends the knees, flicks the right wrist, and missed the free throw. Ball batted up in the air.
Oh,
Blocker's
again.
got it, puts it in, and the foul!
Sit back down. It's not over.
How about this, Dave? 6.5 seconds remaining. It's Villanova 71, DePaul 66.
4-point lead here.
Right now, time called by the Blue Demons. Do you do what he did last time, which is, and I know he wasn't trying to do this on purpose, but do you try to miss, get your own rebound, and tap it back up and in?
With a 5-point game, I think you take the free throw and make it a 4-point game. But 6.5 to go, you got a chance to either get a steal or put him on the free throw line, foul immediately. If you're not able to pick up a steal off this, you make the free throw. Demons have a timeout left. Demons have 1 timeout. Villanova with 1 timeout left. So you make the free throw. Every time either team might call a timeout here to set something up, but make a free throw, cut it to 4. You either pick up a steal or foul, and then hope that Villanova misses.
All right, so Layden Blocker will head to the line. Then a layup and was fouled moments ago. Blocker tonight with 13 points. 6.5 seconds to go. 71-66 the score. The free throw does not go. It's the back of the rim. Perkins picks up the rebound. Demons not fouling. 3 seconds remaining. And the ball gets thrown.
Threw it out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Doesn't make much difference.
By Perkins.
I think Blocker missed that free throw on purpose. You saw the huge arc he put on it. It's a good move by him. A high arcing shot that could have bounced long.
Now, 0.2 of a second is what the scoreboard shows. I don't know how much time is really
left. Let's not spend too much time working on this.
So Tim Cloggerty and Matt Potter going.
It's New Year's Eve. Let's not spend too much time. Everybody wants to go out. And so at this point, it isn't going to matter.
I think the thing is, this was going to be such a jubilant start to the new year as the Blue Demons looked like
to the old year.
Yeah, they were in control, up by 10 with about 10 minutes to go in the game.
Did a lot of good things. Did a lot of good things. And again, now it's a matter of learning to close out games. We're good enough to be competitive in this league. I think we're going to be competitive in most of the games we play this year. But this is what all these games are going to come down to. Closing out games down the stretch.
0.2 of a second remaining. Villanova 71, DePaul 66. The Blue Demons basketball to trigger it. No, they've added, now it's 0.5 of a second, so they've added some time here, but not enough to change the outcome of this game. Brandon Macklin with trigger in front court along the far sideline, holds the ball chest high. feeds Smith, turnaround three from the left corner, no good. And the Demons lose a heartbreaker here at Villanova as the Wildcats rally from 10 down to beat the Blue Demons 71-66.
You know, we probably won't get a chance to interview Coach Holtman after the game here, and he wouldn't say anything about it either way if we had a chance to interview him. But I'm pointing out the free throw shooting here in this game, on a road game here at Villanova. Villanova, 31 free throws. DePaul, 12 free throws. Villanova shot better from the free throw line in the second half, 14 out of 18, 78%. So they ended up shooting 67% in the game, but they outscored us by 14 points from the free throw line in a 5-point game. They had 19 more free throw attempts than we did in that game, again, in a 5-point loss. Demons out-rebounded this Villanova team. Villanova out-rebounding teams in the course of the season by over 5 rebounds a game, a strong rebounding team. DePaul does a nice job on the boards, and a nice job in a lot of areas, but Villanova, really the big difference was they got hot in the second half. Askew started making some threes. Lindsay started making some threes, and that was the difference. Lindsay shooting threes in the second half. He ended up 5 out of 10.